Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, January the 9th. It's been a hot minute since the last Technical Alpha podcast.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got I always say it's a good show. The majority of this show will be very heavy in the movie and TV section for obvious reasons, I think. At some point towards the end of this, we'll try and make sure that it's like at the end so people don't have to like freak out if they're not looking for spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
The Witcher.
Oh, yeah.
And Star Wars.
Yeah.
Those are two things that have happened in the nearly millennia since we have...
Did you watch The Witcher?
I have all of it, yeah. We got all that, so I've got all The Mandalorian, The Witcher, and Star Wars under my belt.
Boom.
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
And then there's a couple of things that happened, but it was the Christmas holiday, so not a hell of a lot happened while we were gone. If we were going to pick a time to be gone for a bit, a couple of things started happening in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
But in the weeks prior, wasn't anything particularly huge. So we do have some stuff to talk about. But first, Mr. Black.
Yeah.
How was the war, and what's it like to be home?
It's been rough. It's been rough. For those who don't know, the reason why we weren't here last week is I actually had surgery on my knee finally, and I know I've been talking about it on the podcast for a while now.
Yes, yeah.
But it finally happened on January 2nd, which coincidentally was the day it was supposed to be a podcast. It was a Thursday.
Yes, it was. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It happened on,
and then the week before that, it was Christmas. So we just,
It was Boxing Day. Well, Boxing Day was when it officially would have been.
We took a holiday.
I woke up, I messaged Jeff, and I said, you know what?
No.
I'm taking a fucking holiday.
Yeah. So that's it. I think this is the first time we've ever gone 2 weeks in a row without any podcast. But,
it has been. Yes, first time
It's
ever.
for good reason. We weren't going to miss today, so we're back. Had my surgery. It wasn't too bad. It was I had it done at the same place that they pulled my wisdom teeth.
Is that like Dartmouth General or something?
Yeah, it's another building around there.
Oh, okay.
But it's right in that area. So yeah, essentially went in there. They got me in right on time, so my appointment was at 11 a.m. Had to sit around there for a little bit. Had to be there for 9, fill out some paperwork and
the usual,
the usual shit. Wait.
I consent to somebody putting me under for this surgery.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't know what. Maybe somebody out there. So anyway. I'll go back to that.
Yeah.
So we get there. My mom's there with me. Kayla's home because she's with my son. So my mom's there. She's driving me crazy. Finally get in, and we're laying down, and of course, they're trying to do like bed manner, right? They're like trying to like kind of calm you,
and
stuff
of course.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Everything will be.
Yeah,
I don't it makes me feel more uneasy.
It really does. Like I don't like hospitals to begin with.
No,
I'm not a fan.
Neither.
Like
am
I. They just
it's the way they smell for me.
It's just miserable.
Yeah.
Like everybody's there that they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Well,
rarely do you go to a hospital and you're like, yeah, I'm going to the hospital.
It's like I'd rather be at the dentist than the hospital, and I
easily.
hate both of them.
Yeah.
So I go in there, and then they start the small talk. I'm laying on the operation table, and they put an IV in, and she's like, "Yeah, so what do you do for a living?" Right? And then of course I'm like, yeah, I play games." And I'm not really in the mood to like
give the spiel. Yeah.
I'm really not, right? And they're asking questions.
They're just trying to get you to fall the fuck asleep.
That's pretty much it, right? And they're like, and then all of a sudden I feel burning going into my arms. So I'm like, all right. The doctor's like, put 2 milligrams of something in this. I'm like, all right. So I go to that, and then she puts the oxygen mask over me.
Yeah.
And I can feel it coming, right? And I'm like, all right, this is it. And I'm going.
The room starts to go.
That's literally what it was. And I didn't even fight it. Like I just closed my eyes, took some deep breaths, and I was out. Yeah. Felt like I woke up 30 seconds later, which was like about 2 hours later.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comment section or on the stream. But the last 2 times that I've been put under, they fuck the underneath of my tongue up. So underneath there, it was ripped to fuck, bro. It was cut up. It was sore. I had a hard time like moving my tongue around. It was just, this is the second time. I don't know. Maybe somebody, I don't know if it's something to do with air they're putting in there, or they clamp something down. I have no fucking clue. But twice in a row, You are, that's the tube that goes down the throat. There you go.
Yes, yeah. That's, They put a tube down your throat to keep the breathing
but
going.
My fuck, they tore my shit up, bro. The bottom of my mouth was sore for like 3 days. And it's just, anyway, that was annoying. I come home, don't even remember the drive home, still half out of it on pain meds. They give me these fucking Dilaudits, or whatever they're called, which is like, it's higher than like the T3s.
Yeah.
And I don't like taking prescription drugs, period. I hate even taking Tylenol.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't.
I avoid it until I'm like basically
dying.
on death's door.
And I was on death's door.
Yeah.
So like my knee was just fucking twice the size it normally was.
Salty.
Just swollen the fuck. Can't move it. Pain. Like just
It went through some shit.
Dude, I actually, and they gave me a little DVD of the whole surgery.
To watch it. Yeah.
And like they're doing the surgery, and I sat there and watched it the next day.
Yeah.
And they have ropes and shit in there, like they're using ropes to tie my shit together and like burning shit and cutting pieces out and stuff. I'm like, fuck me, man. And, you know,
it kind of gives you appreciation for how crazy the body is. That you go through all that and then you come out the other side and your body's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's dude. It was crazy.
Pretty wild.
It was crazy. And so I'm going. The pain's bad, and I have a pretty high pain tolerance. I can take some heat, like, and I normally don't complain. But man, it was bad. Like it was
right up.
It was worse than I thought it was going to be. Like I'm like, oh yeah, fuck. It's just I'll be fine. My dad had surgery on his shoulder, and he was like, you're going to be in some pain, man. Like I was like, yeah, I'll get back to work and like I'll take a day off. And I'll
just get right back into her. No,
nah, bro. No. Like to the point where it's like I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't even focus. So I'm taking these pain meds. I'm taking them every 4 hours, and it's helping. But man, this is where it gets bad. Can't shit, bro.
No,
it
blocks you right
so
up,
like
bro.
4 days, right? For like 4 days, I'm not shitting, and I'm still eating food, and I start thinking to myself, I'm like, I should probably shit soon. So I'm like, yeah, I haven't shit in a while. So next thing you know, I'm starting to drink a little bit more water and stuff, and then day 6 comes by, and now, bro, I'm bloated.
Oh yeah,
I am so fucking uncomfortable.
Oh yeah,
and they're on day 6. All right, so on day 6, I had the feeling like I needed to shit. So I went to the bathroom, and I know it's a lot of information, but you know what, boys? I'm 32. I'm going to be 33 in like a week.
You've honestly described worse on this podcast. This is pretty mild.
This is real life, all right? If y'all haven't gone through this yet,
we all take painful shits.
We all do.
Take painful,
and then your day will come.
Shits.
Your day will come. You might be laughing at me right now, but your day will come. And when your day comes and you're sitting on the toilet and you want to die, you're gonna remember when you laughed at me, and you're gonna hear my voice say, "I told you so, bitch." All right. So I'm sitting there, and I'm going in and out of the bathroom like 8-9 times because I'm like, okay, this is it. It's coming. Nope. So then it gets to the point where I start to shit, but it ain't coming out.
Yeah.
And it's like stuck, and I have this constant feeling of.
Right there.
And my ass, I shit you not, my ass is pushing, and I'm not even pushing. I'm like, stop, it hurts. And I'm like clamping, and I'm like, no. But my body is like convulsing, and it's like, it wants it to happen. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, no. And it's so painful. I'm trying to stand up, and my legs are shaking, and my knees all fucked up, and I'm sitting on a crutch. Bro, I got so desperate at one point, I shit you not, all right? Pun intended. I go into the shower, right? And I'm not supposed to get my bandage wet, right? So we tie around like a fucking paper bag around it, and we've got what's supposed to be a waterproof Band-Aid, and then we put medical tape around it because my mom works at a hospital, so she brought over medical tape. So we do that, and bro, I'm standing in the shower, and have you seen our shower in the master bed?
Yeah.
So it's got the jets coming off the walls.
Yeah.
I put those jets on full blast, and I put my ass up against that shit, and I said, if I shit in this shower, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna shit in the shower. Like I was that desperate. I was so uncomfortable that I was willing to shit in my shower if it would have happened, bro. I shit you not. I was desperate. And I'm sitting there in the shower with my fucking crutches. I'm standing in my shower with crutches, my ass against this jet, salty, sour, painful, and I'm praying to God. Right?
Just give me release.
That's it. Let me shit in the shower today. Let me shit in the shower.
Deliver me from evil.
Of course it doesn't happen, right? And all it's doing is just pissing, like it's sending my body signals to like shit, but it won't. And so all right, we get then I get desperate. So I'm like, all right, Kayla. So I was taking laxative for like days.
Yeah.
Right? But it wasn't like super strong stuff, but it was like enough that it's supposed to like work.
Eventually work its
way.
Yeah.
So I got desperate. Day 7 hits. I'm like, it's been 7 days. I haven't shit. I can't eat nothing. The only thing I can do is drink water, and it just comes out of me like right away.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't eat nothing. So I said, we got that like fucking 30, 40 centimeters of snow. My dad's over here, God bless him, comes over here, he plows or snow blows and stuff and does all the shit outside. And I say, Kayla, is there any way that you can go to the pharmacy and get me some like heavier duty, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, now the pain for my knee is nothing compared.
I want a shit liquid for the next 3 days.
Absolutely.
That's the strength of laxative that I'm looking for right now.
Absolutely. So I say, Kayla, can you go out there? So I asked my dad, yo, is the roads good? And like, yeah, okay. All right, Kayla, jump in the Jeep, head on down there, grab me some laxative. So she goes down there, she gets some stuff. She comes home. She gets fucking stuck in the snow. So I'm like, oh my God. So Dad's like, hey, I'll go get her.
Metaphor for the shit.
It was only a few
stuck inside of you.
Pretty much. She's only a few streets away. So my dad goes over, gets her out. Then my dad starts sliding. He takes my truck because his truck tires weren't getting up the hill. So next thing you know, my truck starts sliding. My dad goes into a ditch.
Oh my God.
Dudes on 4-wheelers come flying by, and they're like, hey, you need some help? He's like, yeah. So they pull him out. Dad comes back over. Kayla gets back here. While they're doing that, right, I had officially come to terms with this shit is coming out, whether I want it to or not. So I go into the bathroom, right, and I tried every bathroom in the house, bro. I was so desperate that I tried different bathrooms.
You just gotta get the brain.
Just to get the right mood and setting.
Light some candles.
I was like, I tried the master. No. I tried the basement. No. I tried the babies. No. I tried the powder room. So I go in the powder room. I'm sitting there. I'm saying, this is it, Jeff. It's going down. And this is while Kayla's out. Like, it's to the point now where I feel like it's turtling, but there's nothing there. And I'm in such pain. And my asshole is so salty. Fuck off, Adam. You son of a bitch.
I just empathize because you know what I was like when I was younger. You're explaining things that I have gone through,
bro,
so many times, and now that you've experienced it, now I'm relishing in the fact that somebody else has gone through this process.
It was bad, bro. It's the worst.
It's the worst
pain.
feeling.
I've had constipation before, but nothing. This was
this is a new level.
This was a new level, bro.
My record when I was younger and I had all those like digestive issues was 10 straight days with no shit. 10.
Dude, day 7 was my cap. I said, that's it. I'm dying today. Or
babies.
Dude, my gut, bro. I was looking down on my body. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, what the fuck? So I'm in the powder room and I'm sitting on the toilet and I feel something coming, right? So now this is where it gets graphic.
Phil Collins
bro,
on?
This is where it gets graphic, right?
I can feel it coming.
This is where it gets graphic.
All right.
So I feel something coming. I'm like, yes. But then as it starts coming, it starts to get more and more painful. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, yes, no. No.
Yes,
so
yes,
that's literally it. So, and I'm scared to push because it hurts so bad.
You're blowing O-ring.
And exactly, I don't want to have hemorrhoids, right? I'm like, if I push too hard, I'm gonna have fucking hemorrhoids, and then I'm gonna
half your lower intestine is gonna be outside.
It's
your
literally
ass.
gonna be outside my
Prolapsed
asshole. Straight up, I'm gonna have hemorrhoids. I can't shit. My knee's fucked. I need to try and get some work done. I'm miserable, right? So I'm like, that's it. But at this point, hemorrhoids seems like the best option.
You're all in.
So I'm sitting there, and I bail. I bail halfway through, to the point where I start wiping my ass, and I'm getting shit on my. I'm getting like, it's like
every wipe their shit.
Every wipe their shit. But there's no shit, right? And so I get up, and I start wobbling around, and I go over to the master bedroom, and I sit down on my bed, and I'm like, I'm like, God,
take
right?
me now.
I don't even believe in God, and I'm sitting there going, God, right?
Everyone believes in God when they haven't shit in a week, Jeff.
It's just mentally, I need a higher power to help me out here because I can't do it myself anymore. So I'm like, I said, that's it, and I'm standing there, and I'm in excruciating pain. And I look at my bathroom, and I said, Jeff, be a man. Go in there and make it happen. So I get up, I go into the master bathroom. I slide the door closed, right?
Oh.
And I know Kayla's out there. She's stuck somewhere. Dad's out there. I can hear my son crying, right? My mom's out there singing them a lullaby and shit, and I'm sitting on the toilet, literally going. I'm like I'm in the verge of tears. It's so bad. So I said, "That's it, Jeff. It's now or never." So I push.
Oh no!
And I pushed.
Oh.
And eventually, it broke through. And when it broke through, it just came out. It was like, ha! It was like a Subway footlong sub. That just was like, ha! And it was like
was it one of those that while you were still actively shitting, like it was coming, you had to flush simultaneously?
I didn't have to, but
okay.
I didn't have to do that.
Okay.
The toilets are deep.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, bro, the front of the shit was like hard. And then the rest of it, because I was taking so much laxative and stuff, right?
It was just like hard, and then it was just liquid.
And then it just came. It was like it was plugged, bro. It was like it was literally clogged up.
Yes.
And it just unleashed. And bro, it was instant relief. My stomach went down 2 inches.
Yeah.
And then I started letting out all this gas and shit. I was like,
yeah.
ah! And dude, I had this biggest smile on my face. I was like, I was so happy.
But reborn.
I was reborn. And then I get up and I go into the kitchen and I'm hungry. I want to eat food so bad. And then I'm sitting out there and then the pain starts. And I'm like, man, my asshole's torn right now. It got so bad. I went to the bathroom. I tapped my asshole with toilet paper to see if it was bleeding.
Sure.
There was no blood.
What? You didn't get any anal fissures at all?
There was
off
no
that?
blood.
That's some bullshit.
I got no hemorrhoids.
That's a miracle.
I'm good.
Wow.
I'm good.
Wow.
And Kayla came home with the medicine, and I'm like, it happened. She's like, oh, and I went there and got all this stuff. but now I'm taking the heavier stuff. Because I hadn't even take pain meds for almost 2 days because I was so I didn't want. I was scared to take any more pain. I'm like, I'm gonna die, bro. I can't. I'm like, I'm going through hell. So I'm back on just some Tylenol or some Advil.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just taking that every 6 hours. But I'm taking some other stuff and I'm drinking lots of water, which Kayla's got me hooked up right here. Yeah. And then this morning, I took like a pill that's supposed to make you shit. And this morning, I used the bathroom, no problem. So that's good news. And then, yeah, I've been good ever since. I feel like a different man right now. Like I'm just like I feel like
you've been to war,
yeah,
and you've come back
and I've
alive.
survived, and now I feel like I appreciate life more.
It's true. Because you didn't shit for a week.
That's pretty much it. So, guys, I'm telling you, you get on those pain meds, drink lots of water, take laxative, just start it all.
Dude, if I'm ever on pain meds, like when I was like Tylenol 3s after wisdom teeth and shit,
yeah,
I already had like the world's worst fucking digestive system.
Yeah, no,
it was just rocks. I was just shitting rocks.
Yeah, no, yeah, I can't.
And there was blood.
Yeah. I've been there.
Dude,
I've been to the bloody.
I don't know how the fuck you didn't. Maybe it's because you had so much foreplay leading up. Dude,
I think that's dude. My it was like my ass was like
it's just getting some foreplay. It was getting itself ready.
It's literally
the hyperbolic time chamber for shits
for like a whole day, man. It was bad. And I'm sitting there and I'm streaming. I'm like trying to stream for. I get in like 6 hours and I'm sitting on my ass the whole time. And the whole time it feels like I need to shit. And I'm so uncomfortable.
It's the worst.
Like
it is the worst.
Man, oh man,
fucking feeling.
So anyway, that's.
But now you're pooping like an angel.
Knock on wood. Yes, I am.
Beautiful. I was gonna say that was plastic.
So that's how my week went. Yeah, that's pretty much how my week went.
That's a solid week. My week, I definitely shit more frequently than you did. Not comfortably, but more frequently.
That's good.
My holidays were lovely. And
I had a good holiday too.
Yeah, it was a wonderful holiday. And before the holiday, I had the beginnings of a compressed nerve in my left shoulder, and it didn't go away. And it got progressively worse until about 3 days after Christmas. I really couldn't look anywhere with my neck.
Great.
Laying down didn't provide relief. It made it worse. There was like this tiny little spot that I could put my chin and neck, and it would be like this minor relief that felt fantastic. Otherwise, it just felt like I was being stabbed by a million knives in the back, in my back left shoulder. And so I eventually got it worked out. I did a bunch of stretching and foam rolling and muscle relaxants and heat, and finally got the nerve to just calm the fuck down enough, like move my neck. But the problem was I had compensated for almost 2 straight weeks, and I was sitting at my desk, and out of nowhere, I wasn't doing anything. My right trap just locked, solid. cramp. I don't know. I was just sitting there, but as normally, not even lifting my shoulder, nothing. And it just slowly worked in. I was like, oh, it feels like I'm cramping. I went to move my shoulder. It was like, ah! And then that was it. Across my entire back, from left shoulder to right shoulder, was one solid fucking granite rock. And this will play mostly to Jeff, not to the camera, you guys. This is how far I got my head. Here, and about there. And that's as far as I could move my neck.
No.
And I was like, I was pissed because I was just getting better. I had just literally that same day, I was like, look, Dad, I can move my neck. And then now I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that's bad. So I called up my guy. That was around the time the podcast was happening. We were deciding if we were going to do it or not. And I was like, I got to be real, bro. I can't move my neck.
Yeah.
Getting in the car is bad.
Yeah.
I can't look where I'm going.
Yeah.
I literally, if it's not coming directly at me in front, I'm fucked. And you were fucked because you were not shitting and just had knee surgery. So I went to the chiropractor I went to the massage therapist. No, first I went acupuncture, which helped a little bit. Then I had a combo of an hour-long massage directly into chiropractor.
The dream.
And then I came out the other side. She adjusted, the last two things she adjusted were my C4, which is like deep in the neck. And it's if you've never had a chiropractor do your adjustments before, if you're listening to this, C4, if you went into the chiropractor for the first time and C4 was the first thing that they went to adjust, you would run out of the office.
Yeah.
Because the position that they get your neck in to adjust C4 looks like, if you were watching every kung fu movie ever, they're trying to break
snap your neck. Yeah.
Your chin and neck is in a crazy, because it's a deep fucking spot to get.
Yep.
But that is exactly where all my problems were happening, was just in this C4. She gets in there and fucking bang, bang on both sides, which rarely the chiropractor hurts, but when your neck is truly fucked, you feel some discomfort. But about 15 minutes after that appointment, and after the massage and everything, I walked out. I immediately had full range of my neck back, and I was sore, but I could get my neck everywhere.
Yep.
And ever since then, I've just been stretching every day, and now I'm like 95% back.
Yep.
And I can sleep again,
Yep.
which I wasn't, because when I laid down, it made it worse.
Yep.
And so there was just nights where I would just wake up every 35 seconds.
Yeah, no.
Because my neck would move into
you're
position.
like, oh, yeah, let me...
And then I'd fall asleep again, and my neck would go,
yeah,
and I just wake back up. So that was my week. And then Shitty Games Done Slow started. Brian and I are playing the pre-show right now, Legend of Dragoon. It's a fantastic video game. Holds up very well, at least for a JRPG from 20 years ago. Went through a few hoops to get things going. The cables I got from here worked.
Good.
I had to clean both of them with alcohol to get the connectors to work, because they had corroded a bit sitting in the box in there or whatever.
Yep.
But cleaned them up, plugged them in. Bob's your uncle.
Yep.
And so we're in the midst of doing that, and then Shenmue is coming up after that, and I'm looking forward to playing Shenmue about as much as I am fucking my neck up again.
The dream. Good shit.
But
I also went to the chiropractor.
Oh yes,
because I was having a lot of chest issues.
Your chest is probably incredibly tight.
Yeah, it was like my sternum was all fucked up. Turns out that a lot of my chest issues was because of my upper back, kind of like right below my my neck, and since it was compensating, it was using more of my up in the front.
Well, when you sit at a computer all day and you do this,
that's what he said.
Your chest muscles shorten, and then you get problems back here.
So I was also having hip issues. I was having all kinds of issues. It was like 2 years since I went to a chiropractor, and he adjusted 9 things. He was like, "Bro, what's cool about that place too is they did all kinhes of scans. So they put me through a scanner. They explained everything, and then I was actually supposed to go this morning, but we rescheduled because I'm not doing it when I'm all fucked up like this.
No.
But started on the bottom, worked his way up. Same thing. C4.
Yep.
Same issue.
Yep.
Fucking cranked my neck, and when he did it, I wouldn't say it hurt.
Yeah.
It was more discomfort.
It's just uncomfortable.
And it went almost like
it
through my
goes
body.
through your body. There's a lot of nerves that pass through that spot.
Yeah.
And so when it adjusts,
I was like,
feel
whoa,
like
what the
radiated
fuck?
through, and your eyes feel like they open wider for a while and shit. You feel like you got spider senses.
But just like you, like 15 minutes later, I was driving home.
Fresh.
Boom. I have zero. I had the chest pain for about another 12 hours, but it wasn't as bad as it was.
Bad yet.
And then after the next day, bro, I haven't had any Problems.
And to make sure that that doesn't come back, and is what I'm doing as well, you have to stretch your chest.
Yep.
Because we sit at our desks all day with our arms in front of us. That. It shortens all the muscles in your chest, and it pulls all that area back here. And then on top of that, we look down all the time at this, which also puts on that exact spot. And so you combine weak upper back muscles, because neither of us row anything.
No.
With shortened chest muscles
bro,
and looking down all the time.
I'm just weak.
Yeah,
I'm just in general.
In general, weak.
I'm weak, bro.
Weak. Not that asshole, though.
No, that's strong, right?
That's strong.
That's how to work out.
It's got some strength.
Oh, my God. That shit is jacked right now. Fuck.
The Henry Cavill asshole.
Jesus. So there it is, guys.
Video games.
That's happened.
We can talk about some video games.
All right.
Yeah. I guess the number one thing that I saw in the news in terms of the new consoles that came up this week or in the last couple was the PlayStation 5 is rumored, it's not confirmed nor denied, but rumored to be backwards compatible with 4, 3, 2, and 1. The thing is, while I can totally see that happening because these systems are so powerful now that if they wanted to software emulate, they can. In the past, it was more of a problem where like it was a hardware limitation. Is this the kind of thing where you put in your disc and it works for every game, or will it be like the Xbox has done, where because of the nature of how games were written before, there has to be some work done to make them compatible, and then you put a disc in and it just works. But does that, like, it doesn't mean that the entire back catalog of PlayStation 2 and 1 are suddenly just going to fucking work unless they have hardware on board that will do it on the fly.
I think, and I said it the last podcast that
possibly it's been so long now that I can't even remember.
I actually truly believe that this PlayStation 5 will be backwards compatible 100%, the entire catalog, everything. No ifs, ands, or buts.
That would
be a massive game changer, bro.
Super, super impressive.
How fucking dope would it be for us to be able to buy a PS5 and then I can go to the wall?
Well, I'd be a little salty because I literally just bought a bunch of cables and shit to make the old ones work for.
Well, I mean, you can still do the old ones for the retro feel of it.
Well, who wants the fucking retro feel of it if you can just plug it in and it's going to upscale it to a fucking TV?
No one.
Oh, it depends, I guess, on how it handles the upscaling as well. Like there are ways in which that can still get
if that happens, if this happens, the value of PS1, PS2 games are going to go way up. They're going to go way up, bro.
Yeah.
Because people are going to be like, "Fuck, I want to go and play whatever. Let me just go on eBay and buy it. Remember that old classic we used to play? Let's fucking slide that in the PS5, man."
Yeah,
that shit is going to be crazy.
I obviously I can see PS4 and PS3 games. They're all on Blu-ray. I can see. Obviously, PS4 just works no matter what.
Yeah.
That's the easy one. 3, because it was on that cell processor, I'm not 100% sure how they make that work right out of the box with no added changes that they have to make. I'm not sure how they do that. You sure as shit aren't going to emulate the cell processor inside a current shit on the fly. That's too complicated.
Yeah.
So,
they'll figure it out,
2
bro.
and 1.
It's 2020. They'll figure this out. If they want to do it, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and if this happens, dude, and the Xbox cannot do the same thing, where and they probably won't be able to because they would have probably already announced it already. But you never know.
Yeah.
If the Xbox is not backwards compatible all the way to the original Xbox, and the PlayStation can do that.
Well, if one somehow manages, and again, I don't even know how you do it, and if they do it, then it's an incredible fucking technological feat for the price that you're going to pay for these things.
Insane.
If they do it, it's a fucking miracle, and then and whoever figures out how to do it where there is no added anything, you just put the disc in and it works.
Crazy.
Then obviously they just almost. They don't win by default, but they win.
Well, they're going to win by default anyway. I think
portion of the market.
Yeah, they're going to
as it is.
This would just be ridiculous.
Yeah,
because you got to think about it. Even if people aren't even interested in the PS5, they're still going to buy it
to have the
other stuff available, like just for convenience sake, because there are a ton of gamers out there, myself included. I'm actually one of them that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really don't care about this generation's video games. I give
The
her
one that we're in right now, I don't know. I don't know why, but I just haven't been drawn to that many games.
I think I've bought in the last 6-7 years. I think I may have bought console-wise games that I was actually interested. On average, one every year and a half.
Yeah, it's been like nothing.
It has been nothing. You know, and I'm a PC gamer, so you know if there's something I really want to play, usually it goes on the PC, so I play it there. And it's not because I don't like console gaming. I love console gaming. I can't have that. I just haven't really had that experience for a while.
Yeah.
So the PS5, I'm going to buy the PS5 regardless because I'm a PlayStation guy, so I'll buy one. And more times than not, when there are console games, it was on the PlayStation that I want, so I'll get it. But say for example, I didn't play video games for a living. I'm a casual gamer, like the vast majority of gamers. And I'm not interested in this generation's video games, or I'm thinking, do I really want to spend $600-700 to play a game maybe once a year or something? If they can go and sell me on the fact that I can go to the old catalogs and play whatever games I want when I have my boys over or whatever, and we want to throw on some nostalgia, or I want to go back and play this or play that, considering how games, although games in general in the last year have been, I would say the quality has gone up from the 3 years before.
We went through a bit of a rough
big
spell
time
with the free to play and the early access and the.
It's
and all
gotten
that
better.
Shit, yeah.
It really has gotten better. Even my jaded ass can admit that.
Yeah.
But if they can offer me the back catalog, I'll buy that system. Just because of that, not even because I'm looking forward to this game or this game or this game coming up on the PS5. I just want to have the ability that when I feel like playing something retro, that I can throw it on there. Like you said, I don't have to buy any special cables to hook up to my TV. I don't have to, have 15 different old school consoles set up in front of wherever I'm playing. I got the PlayStation 5, and it's plugged in one HDMI cable, a power cord, and I'm opening up a PS1 disc, and I'm sliding in fucking Metal Gear Solid, and the shit just comes up. There's a whole lot of win there.
Yeah.
No memory cards, none of that bullshit. Just put it in and play. That's a win, bro. That's huge.
Yeah, it would want to, for like old games like the PlayStation 1, for example, it would have to include some kind of line doubler because the original PlayStation games were like 240p.
Mm-hmm.
And the TVs we have in our living room don't know what the fuck 240p is. You got to basically, the starting point is 480. And so you get a line doubler to do some of that work. And when you do that, depending on how the line doubling is done within the console, it can add latency. Just like any of the old methods that we did when we were capturing, when we were doing Lag TV Versus.
Yeah.
And then you'd get like these like 6 to 7 frames of latency, where older games where you can't really afford 7 frames of latency without it just devolving into a shit show becomes difficult. PlayStation 2 and 1 will be their biggest hurdle, I think, in that regard.
The PS3, the only console I have right now in my office is the PS3 backwards compatible.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I have. That's the only console I've set up at my computer desk.
Yeah.
And when I put a game in there, PS1 or PS2, it runs like butter.
Yeah. Well, that's because they actually physically have a PlayStation 2 inside that box.
Yeah.
Which is why it's as big as it is.
So if they can figure out how to do what they did with the PS3,
well, they could.
To put into the PS5.
They'd have to do what they did before.
Yeah.
Is they physically take the guts.
Yeah.
Of a PS2
or re-engineer it,
and
so that whatever they did before, they can merge it with the new.
I'm sure there are better ways of doing it, and they could figure it out.
Oh, I mean, of course they can. I mean, it's Sony. I mean, put it.
I guess if I were to put a hat on to try and figure out if that was going to happen or not, you know that the cost of the console is going to go up because of it naturally.
Don't care.
You can't. No, I know you don't. But
if it's an extra $100, $70-$100.
But so there's a segue to this, because some of the news that came out was some more of the specs of both the Xbox and the PlayStation cropped up here in the last couple of weeks. And if the numbers, which the source it comes from, the odds of it not being at least 90+% accurate are right, the Xbox, or the Series X that they've shown off, and the PS5, the X is like 30% more powerful than the 5, which by default, and we would have already been able to guess that the Series X would be more expensive in general anyway, because it's of the SKUs that are likely to happen, it's the top end of the Xbox line, right?
Yeah.
There'll be the Xbox Series X, and then there'll be the Xbox, the entry level model that will be probably $150 less or whatever the fuck. If that's the case, then it might make sense if they traded some performance in terms of production cost and then dumped it into putting
the backwards
compatibility in instead. And so they'd be betting less on 4K being something that people care about until maybe they have a console refresh halfway into the cycle.
Yeah.
And more on
like the
people
PS5
wanting,
Pro or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And more on upfront
wanting
the backwards compatibility. And once they get volume up and they've got the production costs down, then worry about 4K.
Makes sense.
Versus Xbox going in and saying, we already have, Xbox is already working on their backwards compatibility in their way that works great, but it's not a way in which you can put any game in.
Yeah.
They have to contact the license holders, which Sony would also have to do, obviously. And then there's some programming that goes in to make it work. And then there's firmware update or a driver update. You put the game in, the Xbox downloads that software bit, and then you're playing it literally like the original game.
Yeah.
But it upscales it. And so they both would have their own, but it sounds like up front, if I were to guess, based on the performance difference between the two consoles that we know, if those are correct, that maybe PlayStation or Sony is putting the money that they would have saved on trying to match the Xbox Ones or the Xbox Series X and put it into backwards compatibility.
It's possible. I actually just think Sony's going to drop their dick on the floor. I think Sony's going to be perfectly fine 4K gaming. I think it's going to be fully backwards compatible.
Here's a question for you.
And I think it's going to be cheaper than the Xbox.
I know it's going to be because Xbox is releasing the Series X first, which is like the big dick swing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then there will be a cheaper model.
Yeah.
I bet you those two, the cheaper model and the PlayStation, will be basically the same cost. And then the Series X will be probably $150 more.
Yeah.
Than that.
Yeah, I just think Sony's going to find a way. I think if they're going to take a loss, they'll take the loss up front, especially just to own the market. I think there's just too much thought into it. I think Sony's going to come out, like I said, slap their dick on the ground, and it's going to blow everybody away when they tell you can play any fucking game you want, slide it in there and go and play.
Do you think 4K gaming for consoles matters right now?
Not right now, but I think.
When do you think it will matter?
Another 3 to 5 years. I think I think it matters in terms of psychological buying for the consumer.
For consumers.
Yeah. So, especially mom and pops, right?
Yes.
And people like casual people that don't really understand what 4K really is and what true 4K is. There are people that'll go, "Oh, I can go to Walmart and buy a 4K TV for $400," right? And then they go, "Oh, well, why is this 4K TV over here $4,000?"
Technically, you can do that.
You can, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
So I think in terms of just buying power or selling power, having the ability to put on the box that it's 4K ready is going to sell you more consoles than not. And I think if, say, for example, Xbox promotes it and then Sony doesn't, I think Xbox wins a chunk of people simply on the fact it's 4K. Hey, I got a 4K TV at home. Why can't I should be able to, I'm 4K ready.
Yeah.
Why would I buy the system that isn't even 4K?
Yeah.
So, yes. Do I think it truly matters right now? No.
Yeah.
As a game, like, we know what's really going on.
Yes, exactly.
The answer's no.
Yeah.
But the answer's yes. You know what I mean? Like in terms of selling.
Here's my thing is that I guess that must be it must be for more casual people that's for. because if you were selling this directly to actual video game players, people that aren't just casual gamers.
Well, most of the market's casual.
No, I
Yeah.
understand that. So if you're marketing that, then what I have.
We're the minority.
So here's my one of my predictions is I think this console generation is going to make two things happen on televisions that are going to make gaming very interesting, and it's kind of tangent, but monitor tech and TV tech very interesting. Is that as it stands right now, there are certain resolutions and frame rates that TVs are made for. But gaming is so big now, and there are certain resolutions and frame rates that gaming prefers that TVs don't necessarily like all that much right now. Like 120 hertz, native, not faked, but native 120 hertz at 1080p, 1440p. That's the other one. 1440p is not a standard resolution.
No.
For anything.
No.
Which is why when you're a streamer, 1440p is really nice to play at, but it makes fucking capturing and streaming it
awful.
An absolute fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
I think that this generation, because 4K, while they'll do it, it's still going to be a bit of a struggle to keep it like a locked 60 at actual 4K. I think they'll be powerful enough to do 1440p over 60 hertz, pushing 120 hertz in a lot of games. And I think that's going to change what you see TV manufacturers starting to push as instead of just this does 4K.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows you can do 4K. You've been able to do 4K for 10 years.
What do you think if Sony did and said, "Hey, you know what? Here's the PS5.
Yeah.
And you want to play it optimal? You want
1080, 120 hertz.
And they came out with a
FPS.
monitor or a television specifically for the PS5.
Sony has done that in the past. Sony did it for the PlayStation 3, I think.
Yeah.
Where there was a
imagine
Sony,
they did that for the PS5.
Yeah.
And they made it integratable with the PlayStation so that you could do cool things with the specific tech, whether it's app-wise on the smart TV or whatever, that completely integrated with your PS5.
If they did that, they'd have to do a hell of a lot better than they did the first time around.
And Sony can, because it's Sony.
Well, Sony has currently some of the best TVs in the world.
Yeah, the panels are amazing.
Their panels are really, really good, and a lot of companies, there are a lot of companies using Sony panels. But that I think would be the challenge. Is this time around, I bet Sony would have less if they did that. I don't think they're.
I don't think they do.
But if they did it, then you'd have to really make a concerted effort to really and truly make it a good TV and not just a good gaming TV.
That's true.
But I think it'll be fun to watch how gaming influences, because up to this point, movies influence TVs at home. It's HDR. It's
well, I mean, you look at Netflix and stuff, right?
24p handling. It's all this cinema shit. For movies, it's how good does your TV look when you sit down at the end of the day, you turn the lights off, and you watch some fucking movies.
Yeah.
Is the TV inky fucking black when you got black bars, or can you literally see where the movie starts and stops? Kind of thing. What's can you see a person wearing a dark coat in a dark hallway, or is it just a white face appearing out of the blackness? Because you have a $4 TV,
like Game of Thrones, the big battle sequence where you couldn't see fucking shit.
Didn't matter how good your TV was there.
That was
you weren't going to see.
That was just poorly shot. That was just dog shit.
So
anyway, it'll be
I
interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
If they announce it, Adam, if they say, "Ladies and gentlemen," the PS5.
Yes.
And it's something that they got to add at the end. So the presentation, everything is done.
Wait, there's more moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
And bro, that's a big wait. There's more.
Yeah.
If they go, oh, by the way, one last thing.
Yes.
The PlayStation 5.
Yes.
Backwards compatible.
Yeah.
PS4, PS3, PS2, and PS1. They take the microphone, they drop it, they walk off, and that's it. It's over. It's done. And unless Xbox comes out and literally says the same goddamn thing, it's over. It's done. Xbox is already against. They're already walking up a steep ass hill, and I'll give Xbox this: they have gained some serious trust back in the last several years.
Phil Spencer's been losing life,
bro.
Putting it to work.
I'll give Microsoft their due, man. They turned that shit around.
Yes,
but still,
they have a long way to go.
The PlayStation never dropped the ball, not once. and they're still leading the charge. They come out and they say this shit, bro. The people that don't even know they want it are going to want it.
Yeah.
Just to have it. It opens up. They could even throw out the numbers and make it sound even sexier. Not only that, the PlayStation, ladies and gentlemen, not only going to have exclusives day one and downloadable content, but not only that, you're going to have 9,000 potential games that you own at home that you can play day one on the PS5. That is...
Well, you know what? I think they almost need it because I want you to name anything that we know about any games coming for PlayStation 5, despite the fact
I don't know.
It's launching this year.
None. Literally none.
We watched the trailer for it, and it looked bad.
But it was bad. The only thing that PlayStation, as of right now, and we're going to hear more, obviously, E3 is going to be crazy. E3 week.
Yes, it's going to be bonkers.
It's going to be nuts, and they're going to drop their dicks all over the place.
Yeah.
But I think what Sony has that Microsoft doesn't have is they have extreme brand loyalty. And I'm not saying that Microsoft doesn't have brand loyalty, because they do.
Yeah.
But we're talking in terms of the console. I mean, look at this. We went through the sales in the last podcast.
Yes.
The proof is right there.
Well, for this generation, the generation before...
Well, yes, but they dropped the ball.
Xbox One.
The Xbox dropped the ball.
Yeah.
So I think what Sony has is they have the big titles that usually go on PlayStation exclusive
they
first.
have way more momentum going into this next generation.
And they've got
than
all
Xbox
those
does.
developers that everybody loves.
Yeah.
And they know it's coming.
Yeah.
So that you can have a safe bet. You know, if you're at a casino, you're going to put that's safe money.
So you know what? You know what? You would think that going into this next generation, it's a slam dunk for Sony, but unless this rumor is completely true, I don't think it's a slam dunk for Sony.
I don't think it's a slam dunk. I think it's more of a dogfight, but I still put, if it was betting odds, I would still put a 2-1 favorite on Sony coming out of the gate, and still, even if we don't even hear a whole lot, if E3 comes out and we're like, oh, okay, we're getting like we're getting I don't know, another Naughty Dog game and a fucking Rockstar,
you're gonna hear,
GTA 6 or whatever, right? Exclusive. I don't know, right? I still will put that in a 2-1 on favorite against them. If they come out and they say this shit and they say, you know what? Not only are we going to have a couple of those, but you can, on day one, any of your PlayStation catalogs, PS4, the games you're still playing today, the PS3, the games that you loved last time. Oh, you love how you love The Witcher and God of War.
All 4 of them on PS3.
Your PS2, and guess what? Even PS1.
Yes.
Hey, we might only have a few games up front, but the possibilities are endless.
Yes.
And go back and play your classics while you wait for the new ones to come out.
Which may or may not go over all that.
But you know what, though? Both consoles aren't going to come out with a whole lot day one.
Well, you know what? And that's the point I was about to make. If this rumor isn't true, and I don't think it is, I think it's a partial truth. I think that it's obviously PS4. Duh.
Yeah.
PS3 is going to be PS3 2 and 1 will be software only. I don't think it will be disc. I could see PS3 being disc with driver with software update.
Okay, so software only. Are you talking about? Are they going to force you to go and buy this shit?
Like, you might be able to put the game disc in. They might read it, and then you're going to have it software pulled or some shit to make it. To do something.
Well, I mean, even if that's the case, that's still not bad.
But like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what it means is that it's not going to be the entire catalog on day one, kind of thing. What it means is that there's going to be more work behind it.
I see.
I will really and truly, and I'd love to see it.
Yeah, if you just slide a disc in and go.
There's nobody sitting here, no matter how much you hate PlayStation.
Oh, no, it's a bad idea.
Nobody's sitting here going,
do it.
Fuck you.
No.
Don't do it.
Yeah, no.
No, I would love this to be reality.
Well,
it's just everything in my being and is telling me that it's not 100% possible within the confines of like
hardware.
Well, not just hardware, but the price point that they have to try and sell this at.
I don't care about that, because if you're Sony, you're in a business of making money for sure. Don't get me wrong. But if they got to lose, like all these consoles are losing money day one. They're going to make their money. They're going to make their money on the back end. They're going to make their money from game sales, so on and so forth. If they got to lose an extra, say, $30, $40 a console, $50 a console, to have this ability, they're going to make that up in the long run from all the extra consoles that they're going to sell, without a doubt. And not only that, if they can, and they've seen the power.
Well, it wouldn't be consoles they sell. It would have to be a software attach rate after they sell the consoles up front that they've lost money on.
Yes, but if people are going to buy this stuff, they're going to use the stuff. They're not going to buy it and then have it be a paperweight, right? And the chances are, if they're buying it over the Xbox. Some people will buy both, but chances are, they're going to buy their games there. And they're going to use the PlayStation. They're going to integrate the Twitch. You're going to be watching Twitch on your PS5. You're going to be watching Netflix on your PS5 and your Plex and all the shit that people. The thing is when you sell this console, you're selling what people do on their free time beyond just gaming. You own them. You own everything they consume on a daily basis.
Well, they didn't do that with the PS4, so this would be
they did. My PS4, I play it through everything.
Change.
I watch Netflix through my PS4. I watch Twitch through my PS4. I watch Plex through my PS4. Disney Plus through my PS4. I watch it all. All of and there's
but it
a
wasn't
ton
how
of.
they. Well, I mean, that's not how they marketed the console.
No, but
all the consoles do that.
2020, bro, the next generation and where consumers consume between now and the beginning of last generation, totally different. We're in a Netflix HBO era where the shit that we consume is at home. I mean, that's just it. And if they can take an L financially, a small loss, to have Sony be the thing that is powering all the things that people love, just in terms of a marketing standpoint, and having PlayStation in their homes, looking at that PlayStation logo on a regular basis, in itself is marketing dollars. In itself is keeping Sony in the minds and being used on a daily basis, just like how we use our phones. If they got to take a small, I actually don't think, where I think the problem could lie is literally just the technology and the licensing to actually be able to pull this off. The money, they saw what it's like to take the lead at the beginning of a generation from last time, and they fucking shit all over Xbox.
Well, Xbox shit all over Xbox.
But they know what it's like now, and they had a taste of what it's like to have a running start on somebody, just do laps at the beginning. And they got to know that Xbox has turned shit around quite a bit, and they're announcing some cool stuff, and their Xbox Game Pass shit is pretty fucking fire and very, very valuable. The money, it's ridiculous, more so than what anything that Sony's putting out by a substantial margin. If they can have something like this that can put them ahead of the pack again, and it's going to cost them a little money up front. When I say a little, a lot of money up front, they'll do it, bro. They'd be stupid not to do it. So I'm all in on this. I think it's very possible if they have the hardware and they can actually pull this off. The money, I don't care. And I'll tell you right now, the PlayStation comes out and it's $499, or even it's $599, and they tell me, or they have a model, the PlayStation 5 Pro, that allows you to play backwards compatible stuff that the original one doesn't, so that you have an option for those that want to go and buy it, so that it isn't forced on everybody. I'm in, bro. I'm in either way, but I could see it happening on either or. You spend an extra $100 as the consumer, or even it's an extra $49.99 to have the ability to play your backwards, to play the catalog on the back end. That sells. I mean, that sells.
I think that this will be partially true, and I think that this coming generation of consoles, in terms of who comes out on top, will be determined by exclusive titles. It wasn't that way last generation because exclusives kind of evaporated. But now both sides are buying up companies specifically to generate first-party exclusive titles. And both consoles are going to let you watch Twitch, watch Netflix, 4K 3D porn, VR enabled, point of view blowing you slowly. Both of them are going to do all of that shit. That's an expectation. People aren't going to get excited if they say, you can watch your Plex server on your PlayStation 5. Like, nobody is going to go, ha! It's an expectation.
Yes.
It's been there for 2 generations before, so if it's not here, then it would be a mind fuck.
Yes.
It's going to be there.
Yes.
I think it's going to come down to the value of the services that both provide that are first-party services. Because all the services we just mentioned make this much money for Xbox or PlayStation. They don't make any money. They can't monetize Netflix. They can't,
but you're underestimating the power of having an Xbox or a Sony PlayStation in your home.
Yes.
Picking up that controller and programming your mind subconsciously to be used to using that brand.
I'm not downplaying the strength of mind share as a marketing ploy.
Yeah.
It's one of the strongest things in marketing is mind share.
Yes. Then if you have it, you're more likely to purchase things.
Yes,
for
I get that, but both will have it, so it's a moot point.
Yes.
There's no the scales don't go in either direction because Netflix exists or Disney Plus exists or whatever the fuck.
I understand.
And they also need to monetize services long term because these consoles, just like the last generation, have to have longer legs than they did before. Which is why, like you mentioned, Xbox's Game Pass being as valuable as it is I think next to the first-party titles that will also obviously be released on Game Pass, Xbox's golden goose. That is their strongest selling point is the Game Pass.
Yeah.
Because it encompasses literally everything that they provide as a service internally, and all of it works and all of it is good.
Yeah.
From day one, it will be there. And then you add to that whoever comes up with the best or most compelling first-party titles, exclusives, that for Microsoft anyway, not that it's a huge boon, many of which will also be playable on the PC buying one copy. You want to play your file on the Xbox, you want to play it on the PC, everything goes both ways. You don't pay for it twice, it's there. Stuff like that is what's going to win this upcoming generation.
Sony's going to win regardless.
And we don't know.
Sony's going to win regardless.
And we don't know right now anyway, and that's why this year is going to be very compelling for news, is we don't know what Sony has in terms of first-party content coming because you can only milk Naughty Dog
so much
and the two titles that they make.
Yeah.
And I think they've already milked them. To be honest, I think The Last of Us 2 happens.
They just don't come out frequently enough.
The Last of Us 2 happens, and I think Naughty Dog may even. I could see it that Naughty Dog doesn't remain Sony this generation.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
They might break away from it. Not in terms of like going somewhere else, but I think Naughty Dog at this point, after doing what they've done, might want to make games for more than one console and make a lot more money than they're making now. Because from Naughty Dog's perspective, unless the paycheck is fucking
but it's fat.
Huge.
The fact that I bring them up all the time, the fact everybody brings them up, that holds value, right? And honestly, even if Naughty Dog said, okay, we're not doing exclusive for Sony, we're going across the board, that might sway some people to go over, but it isn't a...
I'm not saying it's going to switch them, but what I'm just saying is that we just don't know, and we don't really know much about the Xbox either. No. We know more than the PlayStation.
We'll know E3.
But E3...
or E3 week. We'll know
Tokyo
exactly.
Game Show, and then X towards X1 or whatever the fuck they call it at the end of the year. Will be very telling.
I think there is a zero chance, no matter what happens, I think it's almost a zero probability that Xbox outsells and comes out the gate doing better than Sony. I just think there's almost a zero chance. With or without this backwards compatible thing. I just don't foresee it. If the backwards compatible thing is true, and the guy that is getting this information, it sounds very, very, like when I was reading everything, it makes a whole lot of sense. If this is true, it's game over. It's game over. GG. No re. That's the show. And ain't no Game Pass, ain't no nothing. Go and touch the ability to be able to slide in any fucking PlayStation catalog game ever made and just playing that shit out the gate. That shit gets me excited, bro.
Yeah.
That shit just pumps me the fuck up.
It would be, if it is a thing, and it comes. It'll be interesting to see how much it individually moves the needle, because I'd like to know how many people would have that be the purchasing reason for owning the PlayStation 5.
I don't think it's definitely not the majority. No. Definitely not the majority. But I think what it does is that's a pretty big check mark. You know when you're looking at like a comparison and they've got one side is your Xbox, one side is Sony.
Yeah.
And then they've got, it's virtually all identical. You know, you got the check mark, check. But then there's this little box down there that says backwards compatible on every generation of fucking thing.
Yeah.
And one is checked and one isn't. That's a big deal. Even if you don't really want it, you just see it and you think the possibilities. And I think that is enough. And just the hype around it, dude. Think of the social media hype that is going to be coming around that shit. People will be tweeting out their classic favorites. Day one when this shit comes out, fuck putting in the new Naughty Dog game. People are sliding in Metal Gear Solid. People are sliding in fucking, fuck Ape Escape. People are sliding in Legend of Dragoon. People are sliding in Final Fantasy VII, the original. Fuck the new one. People are putting in, and they're taking pictures of it. They're tweeting it out. They're playing classics. Whoa, fuck.
So the gamble there, I guess, is because they won't make any money anymore on.
That's the part that also scares me.
Is how are they going to monetize it? Because it would be the greatest act of goodwill in video game history.
Massive.
Because there's zero way for them to monetize it.
But what happens if they monetize it with this? Your PlayStation Plus online thing that you get, you have the ability, the access to log into your classic.
And that would be the lowest possible way in which they could monetize that.
That is their Game Pass, right? But the true Game Pass, not a selected one, not a nothing. Hey, we don't control what comes in and comes out. You own the game. Put it in. If you got the Sony, whatever they call it, a Plus or online or whatever thing, for the low price of $9.99 or whatever it is, you have the ability. Not only that, how crazy would it be is we also log leaderboard-wise. We log to see your scores, who's, maybe for speed running purposes, who's got the best speed run times on classic games. There is so much that they could do to monetize in a way that isn't too invasive and too like a little bit too crazy. If I got to spend an extra $4.99 a month to have the ability to unlock all this stuff, I'm in. I mean, I'm already sold. So, but you're right. You're absolutely right. The thing is Sony, they don't really resell their classics anyway. The only time we ever really get Sony remakes is like through Steam or weird things like that. They've never been like Nintendo where they're constantly re-releasing their classics and doing this. Now there is a licensing also because Nintendo's there's always
Sony doesn't own every classic game that was on the console.
Nintendo does for the most part. But same with Xbox. Xbox has been re-releasing things a little bit more frequently over the years and things like that. Sony's never been really in that ballpark. So it's not like in 2020 they don't have that fucking PS Vita shit anymore. Their handhelds are dead. And ain't nobody gonna, for the most part, go and want to go and rebuy, the original Metal Gear Solid to be able to play on their PlayStation. Some will. But they're not in the business of doing that. And you know what? Honestly, there isn't really a demand for it. But if they allow people to just put the shit in and maybe pay that premium that you're talking about to a little bit extra.
They're going to have to monetize it some way.
But that'd be a great way for them to monetize it, to actually make money off something that they weren't tapping into before, and then also sell their consoles as well.
So the two hurdles are monetization and licensing.
That's it. I think so.
So, which is...
And then when you think about it, if they're losing money on the console, but if they're selling more of their online stuff because of this retro shit, it's a win-win. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's something that we're going to have to wait until we see it in action and see just how they're going to monetize
I'm just excited because I want this to happen bad.
Well, I think everyone wants. I mean, if anyone could say the next Xbox plays the 360 and the original Xbox titles,
then it's a whole. Bro, think about this. Last thing on this subject, because then we could talk about this for 2 hours.
Are we talking about the hype that would happen if Microsoft is after Sony? They come up on stage and say,
"Boom!"
That yes, it'd be
or imagine this. Imagine Xbox goes. Imagine Sony doesn't come out and say this shit,
but
and
Xbox still does.
And then Xbox comes out and says, "Hey, Xbox 360, original Xbox, Xbox One, and this new Xbox XXX thing that they got going on, backwards compatible. Bam, drop it. Then it's a whole nother."
Dude, And you know what? Honestly, of the two, I feel like...
Oh, don't say it, Adam.
I
Don't
feel
say
like-
No, don't say it.
No, I'm not
bro.
saying the games are better. I'm saying there's a higher probability chance, I feel, going into this, that Microsoft does it and Sony doesn't. And you know why? Because Sony has had... and this will be the last thing we say before we move on. We talk about this all day. But Sony has had, like we talked about, like you mentioned, they've had a taste of what it's like to
Just own
have a better launch, which was not... They didn't craft that.
No.
They launched at the same time as the Xbox, and then Don Matrick showed up and just tried to sell NFL fucking Monday Night Football on the Xbox for like 2 years. And then, hey, how about we force like the Kinect into every and jack the price like $100 for something nobody uses? Everything that could have gone wrong
Went wrong.
and that was after the 360 dominated the PS3
Yep.
in the previous generation. Mm-hmm. And that was without Japan's support.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, if you think about it, what has Sony done during their reign where they've had zero competition? Literally zero competition from Xbox, even as the Xbox has been coming back up in terms of how positive things have been. What has Sony done up to today to capitalize on the massive fucking lead?
Well, they just
that
didn't. They just didn't drop the ball. They just did what Sony does, and they just did it good. There's been no major hiccups or controversies.
But if you're going to get such a massive lead, if you can't take a risk at a 90 million console fucking difference, when the fuck are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it when there's fire lit under your ass? Or is it because at that point it's too late? You don't get to iterate and do crazy shit. Yeah. When you're neck and neck with somebody fighting out in the trenches, you don't get to do the wild. You don't just pull out capoeira for shits and giggles.
I think what it is I think they didn't bother because they didn't have to, and
which is dumb.
Which is well, I mean, maybe because how many more consoles would they have sold if they did something else?
Like think of it in terms of a fighter. How many fighters have been at the top and gotten complacent because you're at the top? It's like a psychological thing. Once you get there, it's hard to remain hungry.
Yeah,
and then fighters just get fucked.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But most of the fighters that get complacent and stuff, they don't train as hard. They let their guard down and things like that. I don't think Sony has done that. I think Sony has fought a good fight. It was a fight that was basically handed to them. And then they just kept the ball rolling. Now, if Sony had some big fuck-ups at them, if Sony had some huge controversies, they had big licensing issues, they had, I don't fucking know. They had, I don't know how they would drop such a lead. If they started having those and they didn't address them, or they half-assed it, and they had people that were angry at them, and they're going, okay, you know what? I'm stuck with this fucking thing. But next time I have a fucking choice, I'm out of this.
Yeah.
They haven't been put in that situation.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably why they haven't done anything crazy. And I think when they go into this, and this will be my last point.
Yeah.
When they go into this PS5 versus this new Xbox, I think the consumers that are already playing PlayStation, I think they're happy. Mm-hmm. I think they get enough value. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been any major issues. Mm-hmm. And I think that in itself, and the fact they've been playing the Sony now for years and years and years, the PS4, I think that in itself is going to sell consoles. I think it's going to sell more consoles than the Xbox. I think their Hail Mary for them to do something different, exactly what you're talking about, is to do what is rumored. Yeah. To put this out and say, here it is. This is the play. Not only is this a play, but this fundamentally changes console gaming forever. I mean, this is so good that people at Nintendo and Microsoft have got to look themselves in the mirror and take a hard, long look and ask themselves, can we do this too? And if they don't do it, that one differentiator will always stand for the next generation, for the next 6 years, 7 years. This one might last 10.
Well, Xbox is already trying to do it.
Yeah. This right here
Yeah.
will put Sony this will have that thing, that Nintendo thing. We talked about this on another pod. What is that thing that Nintendo has that the other consoles don't have? They have like extreme originality. They have amazing first-person titles and characters that you've loved forever. They know their lane. They've got that handheld and console. They stay out of the other one's way. They do their own thing. I think if Sony does this, they create that Nintendo effect to some degree. Not the full thing, because
it gives them something.
It gives it something, and that something is pretty substantial. And when you think about it in console and how tight the competition is, there's not many other Hail Marys that you can really throw that feasibly make sense to give yourself that extra edge. And that is exactly what you're talking about. Taking a chance, taking a risk, and I think if they pull this off, it's massive.
That's we'll have to wait and see.
Hell yeah.
Because we're going to hear about it one way or the other.
Oh, yeah.
Backwards compatibility will be a question that people have for both consoles, so it will be something we hear about before they launch.
Yep.
So that will happen.
Hell yeah.
Related news, PlayStation 5 pays a lot of money to a logo designer to have the replace the 4 with the 5.
Yeah, I saw that. Yay!
I only mention this because it's not that it's a bad thing. I just laughed because on my timeline when it happened and they announced the shit, it was like CES or whatever the fuck. Like 4 publications on my timeline, tweet in a row, were all a picture of the logo talking about how exciting it was that the next logo came up, as if, 1, the logo was any different than the last one, or 2, as if it was going to change anything. We already know it's PlayStation 5. What kind of crazy-ass logo redesign did you think was going to fucking happen?
Yeah. Boss Logic put
5?
up a cool logo. I don't know if you saw that. Boss Logic, the Twitter guy that always makes like the really cool posters and things like that.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he put out a PlayStation 5 logo. It actually looks pretty
quick.
cool.
Let me see if I can find that real quick. PlayStation 5 Boss Logic logo.
It's on his Twitter. There it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
I get you.
Something right around
just
that.
the script. You guys can Google search it, Boss Logic PS5 logo, but it's basically the original PlayStation logo, and then its shadow reflection underneath of it
is the 5.
Is the 5 instead of the S.
And how cool would it be if
the 5 are very
is when
similar.
the system boots up, that 5 is the thing that lights up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's a bit of a stretch because the S is so smooth, and then the 5 is so like
thin,
hard edged.
Yeah,
to
but
make it work as a 5.
Well,
but it's an interesting concept.
Yeah, yeah.
I
think it's cooler than what. But you know what? It's the brand is already set. Like, you can't expect them to.
No,
you know.
well, no, it wasn't going to do it. But what I would do if I took this idea is I would just keep the PlayStation logo. I would make it no longer round. I would make it hard-edged, which is a popular design thing right now anyway, sharp corners. And then literally just have this S be hard-edged the whole way, which looks like an S and a 5 simultaneously.
Yeah.
And then clean it up, because this is like 2 different logos happening right now.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to, make that glow like this shit on the console, just the 5 portion.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
And that's my logo review, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, it happened, and somebody got paid like $100,000 for that. Yes. Must be nice. They went into Photoshop, I retweeted some shit. It was somebody went into Photoshop, deleted the 4, pressed 5. It was like, I'm done. Yeah, it was like some like epic fucking fanfare music.
What's next? Oh,
yes. Here comes the news that I'm sure lots and lots of people have wanted to hear us talk about as well, because it was predicted here. Not that you needed Miss Cleo to call this one.
Well, you know what, though?
But we'll take the W anyway.
Yeah, but you know what?
Take the W.
A lot of people didn't think it was going to stop.
That's true. And here it is. Blizzard retires the WCS and joins forces with the European Star League and DreamHack to keep the StarCraft 2 pro scene going, even providing a healthy prize pool. And this is across 3 years, Jeff.
Yep. Do we know what the prize pool is? I didn't even look.
They did put up numbers. They've boosted it. It's in the hundreds of thousands.
Mm-hmm.
It's a substantial amount of money. It's the kind of money that I suspect that once this 3 years is up,
Game over.
They pull completely out. Like this is their one foot out the door, still having a conversation with you, but their whole body is pointed that way.
Yeah.
So you know that they want to get the fuck out, but they're still holding this conversation with you. And then after this 3 years is done, they're going to turn around and walk out the door, and then it will be probably up to, at that point, ESO DreamHack to keep it going, or it's
game over.
Dead.
All right. So 2 things. Number 1, told you so. I said 2020, it's done. I think what I actually said is I thought that it was going to be that they were at most going to do it one more year, so 2020, and that will be the show. Now, I went on to the StarCraft Reddit, which is a place I haven't been in a long time.
Man, you must have been bored.
Well, it was big news, and you know what? I still love to play me some StarCraft once in a while.
Of course.
I love the game.
Of course.
I love the game.
Of course.
I've just been there and done that, bro.
Yeah.
I've dedicated years of my life to it.
Yeah.
I've made a name for myself through the game. The backs of my entire professional career is off of StarCraft. There is a love there. It's like having a child, and with a lady, and you know what? You have that. No matter what, you got to have respect for the mom. You got to. There's this connection. We have a child together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We might go our separate ways,
but we have a child
together, and I still love you. You know what I mean? Like, but it just ain't
I still love you,
but it just ain't working out. You know what I mean? So that's my relationship with StarCraft.
Yeah.
And so I went over there, and it was a nice thing to see, but it was also a weird thing to see. So let me get to the nice. Just about everybody. So it's twofold. There's 2 points. Just about everybody celebrating 3 years of more StarCraft, and they should. Okay?
Yes.
So that's amazing. Everybody's super happy about it. Not only that, is Blizzard is putting the money in the hands of people that actually know what the fuck they're doing.
Yes.
And they're handing it off to the community that, let's be real, have been doing things for Blizzard basically for free with next to zero reward and keeping the game going because they have to. So it is nice to see that Blizzard isn't trying to put their hands in there and say, okay, this is how you're going to do this. This is how you're going to do that. They're literally just funding and giving the proper people the tools they need to keep their game alive.
Well, what else are they going to do?
Nothing. So that is great.
Yeah.
So that's good on Blizzard, and I'm happy for the StarCraft community and the players and the personalities and the casters that are going to continue to be able to make money and make a living over the next few years if they continue to go that route.
Yeah.
Do I think if you're a new esports player that you should be getting into StarCraft? Hell no. You run away from it. All right? You run the fuck away from it because the money in it is not good. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, it will be for 3 years, and then it's no longer going to be good.
For winning players.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You just mean in general?
Just in general.
Just in general.
Just in general.
There's no salaries going to be sitting around. There's new companies getting into it.
Teams are not going to be dumping in money for players and stuff.
No.
This is allowing the StarCraft to just continue doing what they're doing, essentially, and then hopefully actually raising the quality of the tournaments and stuff because it's being given to people that know what the fuck they're doing. So that's great.
It will be 3 years of very good StarCraft. Because I wish this happened fucking years ago.
Should have happened 3 years ago.
Well, first of all, in my opinion, WCS should have never existed.
No.
Ever. Because at no point, in my opinion, at no point from the outside as a viewer, I know nothing of the internals of the Blizzard esports machine. All I know is that from the outside, it resulted in dog shit in every game they ever did.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. Well, they do it because of BlizzCon. It's their flagship thing. They want people to know that, hey, when you get in here, we're a company that backs the game.
But that doesn't mean that they had to be the ones to do it. They could have done what they're doing right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
In the beginning,
or they could have even still had WCS, but had the fucking right people do WCS.
Yes. Hand it to somebody who knows what they're fucking doing.
That ship has sailed. WCS is dead.
Yep.
It's over.
Super dead.
It's super dead.
In the ground.
Over. Now, here's the thing that I saw some people talking about it, And I know everybody's on their high right now,
Yeah.
but here's the cold truth.
Yeah.
All right?
It's so cold.
StarCraft
Mm.
is on its way out.
Mm.
It's been like that forever.
It's been like that.
It's been like that forever, but now it's for serious.
Pressing the fast forward button.
You know what this is? This is like somebody getting told they have 3 years to live.
Yep.
And the countdown has officially started.
Yep.
You had symptoms for a while. You didn't go to the doctor and get yourself checked out or whatever. I hate to make this type of analogy. You know, I'm doing it simply for analogy purposes. But now you've been told you have 3 years to live.
Go make the best of it.
Go make the best of it.
Here's some money.
Here's some money. That's... Dude,
go live your life for 3 years.
I'm telling you right now, that's literally what this is.
This
is actually what it is.
I agree. I think it's 3 years, and then it's completely out of Blizzard's hands.
And the thing is, man, Blizzard did it smart because they're already in Shit's Creek with all the shit that's been going on. They've been doing some good things lately.
Yes.
WoW Classic has been a great thing for them.
Yeah.
There's been,
it was a softball, but it was.
Hey, it was good.
It's good.
It's good.
It was a good softball.
And what they did here, instead of pulling the plug and saying we're done, they said, you know what? I don't know what the prize pool is here. All right, maybe somebody can let me know in the
It's
chat.
in the hundreds of thousands.
So let's say here's $500,000.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Here's $500,000 for. Let's say here's $1 million. Here's $1 million. $1 million, which Blizzard makes. Well,
now
they just made $1 million.
Yes.
Here's $1 million.
Yeah.
For 3 years. Go have fun. That $1 million, ladies and gentlemen, has given them the ability to take next to zero heat from pulling out of the original esport game.
They're buying their way out of a
They
relationship.
are literally buying. It's over. But here's some money to live in a few years and take care of our child.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, that child, it's going to be all on you.
It's all on you after
it's
this
all
3
on you
years
after
is
this
done.
3 years is done. So make the best of it.
That's it.
They have quite literally bought good faith.
Yes.
With the community.
Yeah.
And they did it perfectly because it's not just the money, Adam. It's the fact that they put the money in the hands of people that deserve it and in turn makes them look even better and makes them look woke to what is actually going on, when in reality, it's something they should have done years ago.
They kind of caused it to get to the point where it is
They caused it to get to that point.
Yeah.
And they spent, $1 million?
Yeah.
I would spend $5 million to not deal with the pushback. Think of the amount of workers that they get to fire now. Think of the amount of tournaments that they don't have to set up. All of the stuff. They don't have to deal with any of it anymore. So, yeah, it's great. But the reality is this, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the 3 years while you have it. And I sincerely mean that because StarCraft is a great game. But in 3 years, it is done. And professionally speaking, there will still be a couple of tournaments that they'll still, because there'll be enough money that it'll make sense that somebody will be able to make something work. There'll be a few streamers that'll keep the game going, keep the game alive. A few personalities will do it. Guys like Base Trade and stuff will always bring, good things like that. But in terms of the professional play, the esports side of things, the shit is going to be on life support.
$1.9 million for the 2020-2021 circuit to mark the 10th anniversary of StarCraft 2's debut, and then the last 2 years gets $1.2 million each.
There you go. Okay, so we're looking at what
2.4 and another roughly call it
1.9 plus 1.2, or is it 1.2
1.2 for each year?
Okay, well that's actually really good.
Yeah,
so it's like $5 million. What I said.
Pretty close. Yep.
$5 million. So $5 million. This is great. This is great news for the top StarCraft players. And we also don't know. Remember, Adam, this isn't just prize pool money. This is money to run tournaments, paying people, flying people out, the production side of things. This isn't like they're giving $5 million worth of prize pool.
This is actually, I think, a combination of StarCraft and Warcraft 3 Reforged tournaments. So that money gets spread across both by how this is reading.
3-year deal with Blizzard Entertainment to run ESL Pro Tours for StarCraft 2. And, okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're backing out of both simultaneously. They're all the way out.
All right.
They're moving to another country.
All right. So
literally, this is in Europe. getting the fuck out. They're changing area codes.
So there it is. Okay, so it's a healthy amount of money.
It is. It's more than I would have expected.
It's a healthy amount of money, but once again, this is alimony. All
Yes.
right? This is here you go. This is the show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you guys right now, for all you esports players out there, all right, and up and coming esport, take it, dude. As much as people, I don't care what anybody says. As much as people want to hate on what I did, how I played the game, the content that we made, or whatever, I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. I did it right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, and I'm not boasting about it. I'm just telling you, I jumped ship. When the and we should have jumped.
We actually jumped, and then we got back on the ship after we left it. It's like we got off the ship with a rowboat. We got about halfway to shore, and then we stopped and went.
We should have.
Let's get back on the ship.
Collectively, we should have jumped shipped before.
Yes.
Stayed jumped and jumped on another ship.
Yes.
But we didn't.
Yeah.
Because we had that loyalty. The fan base wanted it, and we missed it.
Yeah.
You know. But take it from me. All right. If you're getting into I'm not telling you not to play StarCraft 2 because it's a great game, it's fun.
Yeah.
But if you're getting into esports, do not put all your eggs in the StarCraft 2.
Actually, don't even put one egg.
Oh, you put one egg. If you got 10 eggs, put two of them in there, and save the other 8 for another boat. Okay, and this is a message to the content creators of StarCraft 2 now.
Yeah.
Content creators, start branching out. Stick with it. Ride these 3 years.
You have 3 years to figure it out.
Milk this 3 years. Enjoy it. Really make the best of it. Make your money. And you'll still, even after 3 years, the good ones, they'll still have a career. But start diversifying that portfolio. Because I'm telling you, I've seen it so many times. I almost fell victim to this myself. I almost went out of the streaming business. I almost fell short.
Yes.
You know, a little bit of hard work and luck came my way, and I was almost getting out. And this is coming from a guy that did anything and everything to try and chameleon my way into things to stay relevant and to provide for my family. I'm telling you, because StarCraft is so one-track, and there is not another game that transitions over audience-wise to go right into another RTS or strategy-like game that you'll be able to slide into and use the professional or grandmaster StarCraft player now playing Warcraft 3 Reforged. Because I thought that was going to be the next thing. I do like the fact that they are giving funding for the game for 3 years. So there is a chance that momentum happens and it becomes bigger naturally without Blizzard's help. Not StarCraft, that's over. But in terms of Warcraft 3, there is a chance that there could be a long-lasting esport. But I'm telling you, start playing other games. Think about casting other games. Don't make the jump because you got 3 beautiful years coming up where you can continue to thrive and grow and get that core. But man, after this, I'm telling you, Blizzard is done. If you think Blizzard's going to drop another $5 million for another 3 years after this, you're crazy. You're nuts. It's not happening. So it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. The other good thing is at least people know. Now there is some certainty. The line has been drawn and people can start planning their careers and they can figure out what they want to do. Because for a while, nobody really knew what Blizzard wanted to do. It'd be towards the end of the year, and they haven't announced anything. You've got players on teams. You've got managers. You've got casters.
Well, that was one of Blizzard's worst things, and why they should have never gotten involved, and why I said it was a shit show. You know, from a production perspective, obviously it always looked and sounded good, and they had good casters doing WCS.
Yep.
My problem was how they ran it behind the scenes, from a caster's perspective, from the teams.
Yeah.
They were late to telling everyone anything that ever fucking happened.
Am I going to have a job next year? What's going on?
Sponsors, there are teams waiting to be able to work with their sponsors and figure it out. There are multiple people's careers tied up in this shit from the top down that were always kind of in limbo, waiting for Blizzard to come down from on high. One of their 3 fucking employees that all they were doing for esports, but they were all bad at it.
Yeah,
and then tell them 24 hours in advance, like, hey, so we're doing a tournament tomorrow.
No. And thank God they're giving the money to people that don't do that shit. And I'm loving that the big personalities that we all love and that have been consistent throughout all the bullshit, that they finally have the power to do the shit that the fans actually want. They know the goddamn game more than Blizzard does.
Yes.
Thank God they're getting the money to do this.
Exactly.
So, you know what? On that, thank you, Blizzard.
If it's going to go out, it's going out right.
It's going out right. And that's the way it should. It's going out in the fans' hands. And if the fans want to keep it alive after 3 years, then they'll keep it alive. If not, Blizzard is done with it. It just doesn't make them money.
No.
It just doesn't make them money, bro.
No.
Why would they continue to do this shit?
This is Blizzard's way of, in as positive a light as possible.
Yeah.
And make no mistake, I can't think of another way in which they could make this any more positive from Blizzard's perspective. Getting out of the game, and then going back to what they're trying to do, like the new Blizzard moving forward, the Activision Blizzard moving forward, which is a lot of shorter and more frequent release scheduled games that are monetized more aggressively, that will likely appear on mobile simultaneously.
Yep.
That is new Blizzard.
Yep.
You are not getting...
There's no more Michael Moore.
We've talked about 7,000 times, but just as a reminder, in case you need to be reminded, Blizzard's dead. We're seeing them basically pull the gold chains and rings off of the corpse of Blizzard to pay off its previous life.
Yep.
Before being reanimated like Bob Barker on The Price is Right with marionette strings, to prop up some long-term mobile bullshit for Activision.
Yep.
Is where we're at.
Yep.
But we should be thankful that we got what we did, because it will be 3 years of theoretically properly run tournaments by people who are the most passionate about the game, casting it well, playing it well, and getting rewarded for their work.
Yeah.
And that didn't really happen all that much until now.
Yeah.
So we got 3 years of it.
We got severance.
Enjoy it.
We got a nice severance package.
It's our golden parachute, Jeff.
And the ones that are in it, take it for what it's worth. Don't stay too complacent. Don't wait too long to start dabbling into some other things. See what you love and what you're passionate about, and then get ready to jump ship, because most of the personalities that are, I mean, in terms of player-wise, a lot of them are fucked.
Yes.
Because after StarCraft, they're done.
Well, they're already kind of fucked.
They're already kind of fucked just by default, right? So make your money in prize pool.
Yes.
Make your money right off into the sunset.
Yeah.
But for the personalities, right? And I don't want to say any names, but they all know who they are. For the personalities, don't get complacent. All the personalities that are left, they are all professionally capable, and they're all likable and lovable enough that they can make a transition into something else that they're passionate about, as long as they don't wait last minute.
Yes.
As long as they don't wait last minute, they can continue to thrive.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
So there you have it. And I guess in relation to this, I'll just mention it because neither of us give a fuck about Overwatch. And as it turns out, neither does anyone else.
No.
Overwatch League is an absolute 6, 7, 8 alarm fire right now. Every creator, every caster, and pretty much everyone that was internal is getting the fuck out of Overwatch League, and it's just it's that picture of the dog sitting at the table and the apartment's on fire, and it's Blizzard's Overwatch League heads going, this is fine.
No, bro.
It's not.
No, bro.
Overwatch League is not fine.
They either need to make some big changes for Overwatch 2, or we're going to see another severance package. And I actually don't think there's going to be a severance package.
I think it's just going to end.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, this didn't work out.
Overwatch 2's coming, Jeff.
Yippee.
Final Fantasy VII Remake also coming, and in a crazy twist, the demo leaked.
I know, I saw it.
That's wild.
Watched a lot of it.
Seems to be roughly the one from E3, but a bit longer, so this is very likely the one that they're working on to release for the game coming. Data mining revealed a lot of storyboards and stuff. Obviously, if you wanted to, you can go spoil the everlasting shit out of yourself.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
I think it was 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I watched about 10 minutes collectively.
Okay.
So I would watch like 2-3 minutes.
Skipping around
skip
a bit.
around, another 2-3 minutes, skip around. I didn't want to ruin it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not going to lie.
It was looking good? That's good.
Dude, it looks...
It better be.
You didn't watch it?
No, because it's an entire game in Midgar. It better be fucking incredible.
Bro, some of the fights...
Yeah.
The way, dude, I saw there was one in particular. They were fighting a boss, I won't tell you which one.
Okay.
And there is, like, you're in the level,
Yeah.
and you can literally run up to, like, a rock and hide behind it
Oh yeah,
while
we've
he's
seen that
shooting
in
this
the.
shit.
We saw that in the.
Then the
in
rock
the
would, like,
demos
blow
before.
up, and now your cover's gone.
Yeah. The cover. There's active cover or whatever.
Dude, it's seamless. It's like when you're getting into fights and stuff.
Well, they're continuing.
It's like
to
a
build,
Monster Hunt. It's like Monster Hunter World.
Well, they're building on Final Fantasy 15's combat
That's
system.
it. That's what it is. But it's like the best of both worlds because it still has that like turn-based
feel. Yeah.
But it's masked in this new.
I really hope that it turns out to be fantastic because Final Fantasy 15's combat is really, really not good. And most specifically, coincidentally, as you're mentioning, using cover, dodging behind stuff, avoiding attacks, all that stuff, was the weakest part of the combat.
Well, this felt very, and I don't know if it's because it was a demo.
Yeah.
But all those things felt very cinematic, so it almost felt like
it was pre-recorded almost.
I wouldn't say that, but it almost feels like those covers and things are strategically put in these battles to give you an experience that they want to give you. Not so much one that you're abusing or whatever, because it just felt cinematic. The whole thing just felt, and that could be the demo, but the way the demo was played, it wasn't that cheesy like, oh, and now I'm gonna, oh no! It felt like somebody just taking a demo, and just playing the demo.
So, do you think this was an intentional leak?
Probably. I mean,
I've been thinking about it. I don't know if it is or not. It doesn't seem like something that they would do.
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. Game looks fucking fire, bro.
I hope it is,
dude. When
because
Barrett,
if I'm going to spend
at the end,
this
I'm gonna
much
tell
money,
you this is one thing, bro.
All right,
I'm gonna tell you. So when they get into a fight, right, and you know how it's like the
ending battle theme,
the Adam Bennett battle theme, dude. Barrett. So as he defeated this creep, and you're leaving, Barrett. There's no screen that comes up. Barrett goes,
which they did with Prompto in Final Fantasy 15.
But it was so, dude, it was so fucking cool, bro.
And the fourth wall breaking stuff.
And like, you know, Cloud is smirking and stuff. Like, there's some really cool. It's like they're aware at how fucking nostalgic and cool this is.
You're describing to me an expanded Final Fantasy 15 combat system to the.
But it's just like something about in Final Fantasy 7 with your favorite loved characters that is just. I'm excited, dude.
I hope it's incredible because it's gonna make us spend like $300 on one game.
Yes. I'll spend it if it's great.
It needs to be damn good.
I'll spend it if it's great.
And so hopefully it is. Alienware. This was at CES. Alienware announced the UFO, Jeff, which is literally, and I don't use the word literally lightly here, it's the Switch.
I saw it.
But the PC.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
When I saw this, I was like, is Nintendo suing these motherfuckers?
Now, you can look it up, guys, on Google. You'll find it immediately. I'm not going to pull it up for the podcast. You guys can Google this in a second. It's Alienware's UFO. It's an 8-inch handheld that has detachable side controllers, just like the Switch. Even the analog and D-pad kind of looks like the Switch's analog and D-pad. It looks basically like the Switch.
Dude, it is a Switch.
Except they cut some weird fucking angles and made it look like the way I describe it.
So they can't get sued.
Is it looks like a Nintendo 64 asset brought into 4K.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like if I was playing GoldenEye 007 and somebody was holding a gadget with the polygons, that's what it looks like.
Yes.
But in 4K.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, Nintendo has certain aspects of the Switch copyrighted,
patented.
Or not copyrighted, patented. Sorry, obviously,
bro.
I don't know.
Like,
anyway,
look at the thing it's sitting on.
It's because it will output to a TV.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's literally the Switch. It's just it's set up differently.
Yeah, it's this USB-C connector there that would probably handle charging and video, things of that nature. So, we don't know that much about it. We know it runs on Intel hardware, and it has an 8-inch screen, and that's about it. They're not even giving screen specs. They're not giving anything. They won't even say what model of the 10th gen Intel it is. It's just that it's a 10th gen Intel. So not a hell of a lot. You can see it there with the controllers. Even got like a dock, just like it's literally the Switch. So very, very crazy to see it, honestly. But yeah, it's not coming out this year, so it will be one of those things that we see develop. But this was inevitable anyway. I mean, the NVIDIA Shield is a similar form factor. It's the detachable controllers that really make it painful to look at and not think. And so they can't have that patented. At best, Nintendo's mechanisms to attach and unattach them would be patented.
Yeah.
But the form itself of having detachable controllers is obviously not going to be a patented thing.
Yeah.
And so you're going to get it anyway because it works.
Yeah.
It's smart.
Yeah.
And so here it is.
Yep.
I think it looks. I think it's like the Tesla truck of handhelds. It's kind of ugly. But it is, especially the screen space. I don't understand why the bezels are the way they are. They're like cut in a way. Like, it's very weird, but there you have it.
Yeah.
We'll see more later on, I'm sure, at some point. It's probably going to cost a fortune because it's Alienware. Rumors pop up again that a new Switch model for 2020 may be coming, and it might be more than a battery refresh on this one.
All right.
Which I called a while ago. So 2020, keep your eye out. Switch with better graphics is coming. Better capabilities.
Why wouldn't you? Because it's the new console.
New consoles are coming.
You got to do something, right?
It may not land this holiday. It might be like a spring thing, but you're going to hear about it bare minimum this year.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to be just a battery refresh. I think you're going to get a new chip in it. It's going to run games at 1080p 60. You're not going to see 4K, obviously, but you're going to see 1080p 60, and it's going to run like butter on the TV and a handheld because it's 1080p 60, and my cell phone can do that.
Yeah.
It's just that the Switch was released about 6 months too early, and they missed out on the chip refresh for the Tegra that would have given them a lot better legs than they have. And so it's coming. The rumors keep cropping up. I suspect we'll hear about it this year, and we'll, of course, let you guys know whenever that happens. Silent Hill 2 and 3 art director Masahiro Ito is working on a new game in a main role at the company, but we don't know who for or what it is yet. All I know is that gets me hard. Because Silent Hill 2 is the greatest horror game of all time. We got cucked when him and Kojima...
I've never played... Did I play 3?
I did.
I'm not sure I ever played 3.
I played 3, and it's Hotel Hell and Lady Legs is what I call Silent Hill 3.
I don't even remember the other Silent Hills.
You just remember 2 or something?
Yeah, like 2. I remember the fog and the fog. Like I remember parts of it. I'd have to replay them.
I urge you, if you can, to go back and play 2 on the PlayStation. It's the best version.
I got it.
The best audio, the best video. The only thing that's better is there's a elaborate combination of mods and upgrades for the PC version that gives it PlayStation 2's audio, upscaling that the Xbox version or whatever the fuck had. It put all the best versions of everything into one, but it's bitch to set up.
Yeah, fuck
the
that.
easiest way to do it, you get 90% of the way there.
Yeah, just put the disc in.
With PlayStation 2. And I urge anyone who hasn't played it yet, it's the tank controls, so if you never grew up with it, you're going to hate it.
I know those.
But you know them.
Yeah. I'll get mad at them for like 30 minutes, and then I'll be like, oh, okay.
It is bar none, in my opinion, the best horror game of all time.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll put my leg up.
Give her a go.
And just beat some Silent Hills.
Just take her for a rip. I don't know how you're going to capture that.
My PS3.
Oh, right.
I already got it in there. It's hooked up and ready to go.
Fat.
Yeah, man. Slide that game in.
Slide her in and go.
And you never know. In less than a year, I might be able to use my PS5.
PS5.
Bam! Retire that PS3 that's eventually going to break when you use it too much.
I really hope that this is another horror game for him because he's so good at it, obviously.
Yep.
And I'm still upset that him and Kojima's Silent Hills got canceled by fucking Konami.
That was terrible.
I want whoever made that call to die in a fire, theoretically. But it was terrible. So to see that would be really cool, for sure. Last thing for game news we got here is, and it ties into what we're gonna be talking about shortly thereafter, is thanks to The Witcher show, The Witcher 3 just had its biggest day ever on Steam. In fact, bigger than its launch day.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Yeah. Oh, Steam members aplenty.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, the biggest day they ever had on Steam for concurrent players and stuff. Obviously, the game is selling. The show has made more people interested in it. Or I've seen a lot of this too. Gamers that have known about Witcher 3 have heard about it before.
That's like me.
Never gave it the chance. The show comes on, and now it's like, maybe I should give it a chance, go back and play it.
I should play it. I've never played any of them. None.
Don't play 1. It does not age well
At
in
all.
any respect.
Yeah.
2, maybe.
I'd probably just play 3.
3 is doable. I have tried to play 3. It's not that it's a bad game, but there is something about the Witcher games that personally I can't fall into the world. And the thing is, the game is so fucking long and so dense, lore-wise and character-wise and everything, which is usually good, but there's something about it, I just can't fall the fuck into it. And I tried. Maybe you'd be different.
Maybe.
But I certainly don't think... I think The Witcher 3 is probably one of the best RPGs ever made, but I also think it's also one of the more overrated games ever made, which gets me a lot of flack whenever I say that. But I think it's an extraordinarily good game.
Hey, good on The Witcher.
Yep. So there you go.
There you go.
Mr. Black.
Yeah.
Time for some sellout.
NordVPN. They still hooking us up, man. They still sponsoring the stream. If you guys want to help support the stream by supporting NordVPN, go pick yourself up a VPN. Down in the description below, there's a link. Click on that. It'll take you over to their website. Or if you're not on YouTube, you can head on over to NordVPN's website.
Yes.
And then you can put in the promo code OTT. That is OTT. And get 70% off. You know that 81% that we told you about?
And it's gone.
It's gone. But still 70%.
That's pretty damn good.
Still pretty. It's a lot. On a 3-year term, you can have up to 6 simultaneous devices all locked in on different VPN servers. You can... What else can you do with the VPN, Adam? Sell it a little bit.
Well, I mean, a VPN is an incredibly useful tool. I mean, the obvious one that everyone always says is you want to be from Nicaragua today?
I do.
Sometimes I can't even pronounce it. Sometimes I want to be from there.
All right.
Once in a while, I'm feeling Japanese.
There you go.
Maybe I'm feeling American today.
Want to watch some U.S. Netflix?
Maybe
you got to be American. You got to feel American at least.
And a VPN can help you do that.
Yes, sir.
Beyond that, you can also browse more securely because it's harder for you to be tracked. Your ISP doesn't even really have that much access, if any, at all to these things. It's a useful tool that you can apply to just about anything. Like you said, you can have your mobile devices. I have Nord on my phone. I have it on my computers at home. You can install it on a router. You can install it on a media server and use it in any and all situations. And it's useful and definitely something that I think almost everyone should have access to. And at the price that Nord offers it for the quality of the service that you receive, it's kind of hard to step away from that. Yeah. And so 70%
a few dollars a month. It's literally it. And you're good for 3 years. 3 years. NordVPN.com/OTT.
That's right.
If you're listening to this on iTunes, Spotify, wherever RSS feed, NordVPN.com/OTT, promo code OTT. We're back to 70%, which is still an amazing deal. Not only that, guys, not only are you getting an amazing deal, you're supporting the stream. You're literally supporting what we do because they support what we do.
That's right.
And when you guys stop supporting them, well, they got to stop supporting us. I mean, it's just simple economics.
It's the circle of life.
That's just it. So you guys have been great. They re-signed with us until April. So, you know, if you guys were on the fence and you want to watch, somebody in the chat said he got NordVPN over Christmas to unlock all the not available in your country YouTube videos.
Even though you just watched it on your television syndicated.
Yes, but for some reason YouTube says, nah. Nah. You know those Fox UFC clips that you want to watch, Jeff? No. Well, I say, guess what? NordVPN says, yeah, dog.
It's like, I literally just watched this on Fox.
Yes.
5 minutes ago, and now I can't see the highlight.
Yes, I actually get that a lot on Twitter as well.
It's on Twitter, yeah. You'll see some clips.
Yep.
And then other clips, it's like, nah,
Yep.
this
So you know
one's
what
not
I do?
available
I
for you.
click my NordVPN. It's literally one click.
Yep.
There it is. Refresh page. I'm now watching it.
That's the one that blows my mind because I'm literally watching it. It's not like they sold it to a Canadian subsidiary to play on TV.
Yeah.
It's like I literally watched this on Fox's net right now.
Yes. Now you're telling me I can't
And now
watch
I
it?
can't watch it?
All right. Great. Thanks.
NordVPN.
There it is.
Do it up. OTT. Promo code. Get her popping. Mr. Black,
Yes.
you know what time it is.
Movies and TV.
So we've got literally one topic that will be very short to cover in this, unless you have some others. And then after we're through that, we are going to discuss for a length of time Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, The Witcher, and The Mandalorian. And so if you haven't seen all of that and you're worried about spoilers, we will let you know before we start talking. But that will be the time to check out for a little bit.
Yes.
And that will be that.
Yes.
Mr. Black.
Yes.
Cats is going to lose possibly over $100 million at the box office.
That movie is bad, bro.
Dude, they updated the CGI
Yeah.
part way into the fucking
They pulled a Sonic while in theater.
while in theater.
Yeah.
100 million lost on Cats.
Yep.
That
I actually don't even want to give him any more of my time. It's that bad, bro. It's universally known.
You know how this wouldn't have happened if they had used what they're talking about coming up, where they're going to use artificial intelligence to help decide what blockbuster movies they're going to fund. Cats wouldn't have even come up.
Nah. GG. That's it. Just
That's it.
lose your money.
It's rip.
It was bad.
Let's start with The Witcher.
Oh, you want to get in The Witcher? Okay.
Let's do The Witcher first.
Well, let's not spoil The Witcher. Let's just talk about it because I feel like there's still a lot of people that haven't finished it.
Witcher's been out for a hot minute.
There's a lot of shows out there. I don't think we should spoil it, but I think we can give our take on it.
Sure.
And plus, I don't want to sit here for 45 minutes after we've already been here forever.
Sure.
So let's just give our general thoughts.
Sure.
Nothing too spoily.
Okay.
Because there are quite a few people that have not seen it yet, and then we'll give it another couple weeks, and then we'll spoil it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just like, as a moviegoer, I just hate spoiling shit when I feel like TV's a little bit different.
I get you. Witcher's been how long? Witcher's been out for a month.
Yeah. It's been out for a month.
That's a hot minute, Jeff.
It's a hot minute. But you know what? Let's give it a little bit of time. Since we have so much to talk, bro, we're talking Star Wars,
I know.
The Witcher, and Mandalorian.
The spoilers I don't think would add much time.
I mean, it's either that or we can scrap The Witcher, and then we can spoil it next week, let's go.
I'll keep it real simple, I guess. We'll keep it short.
All right.
The Witcher was a good show.
You liked it?
I liked more than I didn't like about it.
Okay.
I thought that the pacing was horrific. The time jumping was almost unmanageable, even as somebody that had a base knowledge of everything that was going on.
Yeah, that was the most confusing part.
So if you had zero knowledge,
yeah, we had zero knowledge.
Buckle the fuck.
Yeah, it took us, I think, by episode 4, we realized what was happening.
Other than that, it was about as good as I could hope for the first season of this show to be.
So Henry Cavill,
it met my expectations.
What did you think?
Well, what the fuck? But now you haven't played the games, but now you.
Oh, dude, I don't give a fuck about the games.
So what I mean is, what I mean is, you didn't know what Geralt was like, and when I was trying to describe to you that, thank God, I mean, Henry Cavill does not need to act. Now you know, Henry Cavill doesn't have to do anything but go and fuck, and that's literally 95% of the emotional range that Geralt of Rivia requires for The Witcher. So he's perfect. All he needs is his genetically modified massive muscles that burn through leather fucking armor like he's some sort of genetic god. And go and fuck. And then that's it. He has done his part.
Yeah.
What he did do fucking well, and what the show did better than any other show that I've ever seen, is the sword fighting.
Yeah, it was really
There
good.
was more weight behind every swing in that show than any other thing that I have personally seen. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but personally, I've never seen another show, especially with somebody like a high profile like Henry Cavill, go so hard
Yeah. Oh, he went hard
in the
paint.
fights.
Yeah.
And the weight behind the swings and the hits felt harder than anything else I've ever seen. Fuck Game of Thrones. Fuck any movie I've ever seen that involved medieval fight. Nothing has hit harder than those.
What about that
sword
first? What about that
scenes.
first sword scene?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Woo! Fuck.
That's some top quality
dude,
shit.
I saw that. I was going, what? Oh, this is where we're going. Oh, this is... Because that first episode, I was feeling it, but then we get into the first sword fight, and I'm going, whoa!
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
Whoa!
There was some good shit in there.
Dude, that shit was crazy.
And so, that's... aesthetically, looks fucking fantastic. I think the show looks as good as I could have hoped it to look. Henry Cavill looks and sounds like fucking Geralt of Rivia almost in a disturbing level.
Yeah.
Everyone else seems to be casted well. They're playing their roles well. I didn't find anyone to be a particularly weak actor or actress. And that's even given a lot. I mean, there's some dense lore and shit going on here. And so you have to deliver stuff in a way that for somebody that has no idea what's going on is still digestible, and for the most part, they did it well.
Yeah.
The second season, I think, is going to be substantially better than the first, if only because it will be way more linear, because they got all the weird time travel shit out of the way to try and get the backstory all caught up, and they got they did 3 seasons worth of shit in one season just to get the wheels turning on The Witcher. And so I think season 2 is going to be very fucking good. Very good.
So if you had to rank it out of 10.
I'd give it a 7.
Okay.
I'd give it a 7. And really, the points that I would take the most off of are for the pacing and the poor time jumping. And it's not that the time jumping happened. It's... every show that does that kind of like Wayback Machine shit has their own. The writers have their own ways of letting the viewer know if they're watching something in the past or in the.
It's usually like a color palette on the screen, or
sometimes color palette. A lot of times it's what somebody says.
Yeah.
There's a point at which one of the characters looks at Mr. Toss a Coin to Your Witcher and says. She makes mention of his crow's feet, and if you don't know what crow's feet are, they're the wrinkles on the sides of your eyes.
Yeah,
that was the writer's way of telling you that we had gone forward after what we had just watched by a number of years. Yeah, and that's fine, but that's too subtle. For most people, especially if you have no background knowledge of The Witcher's world and characters and kind of how the story went. So, that's where most of the points get lost. If this was the second season, it would get like a 5 or 6. But since this is the first season of a very dense series of books and games that they had a lot of hurdles to get over, working in the first season blues of not everyone's gelling 100% yet. The combat's going to be good, but we don't have the budget to necessarily blow it like we might in the next couple of seasons. It was very well done in general for what they were given, and I think season 2 will probably be substantially better.
Yeah, I'm not too far from you. I thought Henry Cavill was perfect casting.
Literally, I mean, he's a massive fan of the game too, which was even crazier.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody that I can think of that would have embodied the character he did.
The only one that I can think of, but it would have to be a different point in the time of The Witcher, like when he had aged more, is Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think I could look past Mads. I think the only one that I think could do better, or as good, is I forget his name, but the dude that played Jaime Lannister. I think he would make a really good.
I know who you mean. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Put some long hair on him. I think that, and he's still got that voice. He's got the accent.
Yeah.
I think he could do. I think he could do well with that. But Henry Cavill, I think was perfect casting.
Yeah.
I think he did great. Like you said, the range for the character is not particularly high, but even what he was given, he did a great job with it.
Yeah. I think that's a lot because he knows the character so fucking
Nikolai,
well.
Yeah. So that's what I thought of him. The other characters and stuff I thought was well done. when you're doing fantasy like this, it can come off cheesy. It can almost come off like the Science Network type shit. You know what I mean? Like the Sci-Fi Network, where
you need a certain amount of budget and a certain amount of rapport with the audience before it doesn't look cheesy.
Exactly.
Because this is basically like grittier Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
And Lord of the Rings, you go back and watch it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have that. Lord of the Rings doesn't. This doesn't even have that. That gravitas. That
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because that's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But in terms of like what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And the type of fantasy, this is very
Yeah. Well, this is Game of
similar.
Thrones. This was when Netflix said that this was going to be their Game of Thrones. This was very much Game of Thronesy.
You can see it. There's not as much politics, but there's enough.
No, but I think the politics are going to come.
Yeah.
And it was the fantasy, the eccentric characters, the feel of it, the action tone, I think was very Games of Thronesy. It wasn't the writing. This is going to sound crazy. I don't think the writing was as intriguing as Game of Thrones, or at least in the first few seasons of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Because let's not get it twisted. This season of fucking Witcher is better than the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones.
Well, yes.
which really wasn't a hard feat. But it was. Yeah, it was better. It was just a better time.
It was better.
It was a better time.
You know what a hotter take is? It's better than The Mandalorian.
Oh, I'm already there.
Not in this room, but out in the internet. That's probably a hot take.
This is better. Yes, it was better than Mandalorian.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I thought the show where it lacked was the timeline, was the jumping of the different timelines, and that's not really a spoiler. And you know what? If it is, you're probably happy I'm telling you, because things happen in a weird, and then you start to see things come together.
You have to pay very close attention.
I will say, they did it in a way that it wasn't. Like, once you got the hang of what they were doing, it was easy to follow, or easier to follow.
It just took me too long to get to that point.
It took us to episode 4.
Yeah.
Kayla looked at me and said, wait, isn't this...
What timeline are we in right now?
And then I didn't get the crow's feet one. There was one where a character literally said, like, a bunch of time had passed, months or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, wait. And then there was with the girl and stuff. Anyway, I don't want to say too much. But it was episode 4. It was almost beginning episode 4 where I was like, oh, this whole thing. And then things started clicking more. Then I started like realizing what was really going on. And then I started enjoying the show
The other
even more.
hurdle for it, and what made it also very difficult, is that when they jumped, most of the characters were remaining the same people. They didn't look any younger or older. Any of them.
Yeah.
And the locations were the same.
Yeah.
So, like, the throne room, for example, is used for 3 different timelines.
Yeah.
And everyone that's in the room almost everyone is in all 3 timelines.
It would have been cool if they changed the look of the throne room and stuff to make it look more worn down, or change the decor.
So this isn't spoilers, but, like, again, very covert shit.
Yeah.
Where before they did a time jump, they mentioned the queen being... having been in combat.
Yeah.
And then they jumped and she's coming back
from the combat.
From combat.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not that they didn't, but it
you know
was
what?
like they were just
Yeah, but
like,
you know what? I can appreciate that too.
That shit.
I can appreciate it because
sometimes it's too overt. Like, sometimes it's too heavy.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't want them to tell you. And one thing that The Witcher didn't do is they didn't treat their audience like they're stupid. This is a show that you can watch multiple times, and on the second viewing, you're going to get a lot more.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate what they did. This is not a show that you want to half watch. This isn't like, if you got to go take a piss, you're going to want to pause it and go take a piss and then come back and keep watching.
Keep watching. Yeah.
And that's the
good.
makings of a good show.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what we want ultimately.
There wasn't a lot of growing pains in this first season.
No.
Which was my biggest concern for it because of the source material.
Yeah. Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
And this isn't even a hot take. This is just the reality.
Okay.
Now, most people did love the show.
Yes.
And it's a big success.
A vast majority.
Now, there are some people that are like, "Oh, they didn't get this character right. They didn't do this.
Triss is the biggest sticking point for everyone.
Yeah. Here's the thing. And this is the truth. Netflix did not make this show for your video game lovers.
No.
And they didn't make this show for the book lovers.
No.
They made this show on the backs of how successful Game of Thrones was.
Mm-hmm.
They had source material that people were aware of.
You can make a good show from.
That you can make a good show from. They're going to change things, I guarantee you. There's going to be things that aren't going to match up to what you thought. But here's the reality. They tapped into a market that the Game of Thrones have left for now. And people were wanting and now are conditioned to get this type of content, that fantasy. You've got Henry Cavill looking buff, looking sexy. You've got titties all over the place.
It's dense.
It's more dense.
Yeah.
It's something that you can binge, and they have blown up The Witcher. This isn't. This is.
It wasn't the Witcher game making the show popular.
No.
We literally just talked about this is the show making the game popular.
There's a reason why there's more downloads now than ever before.
There was before, yeah.
This is making The Witcher become famous. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
The good source material allowed someone to go, okay, I think I can write a show here. We got an actor that is begging to play it, a well-known actor that isn't, that isn't tied down to something. Where
he's not tied down to anything.
No,
he's going to be expensive, but he's not going to be.
He's not. Yeah, he's
crazy expensive.
No, he's going to get more expensive now. The show's doing well. And he deserves it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, they made this show for new audience. This show resonates with women very well, not only because Henry Cavill, but also the type of material and stuff is in there. And then plus, you've got the video game nerds out there that love the shit. And you know what? They didn't fuck it up.
No.
So now you look at it as the video game guy or gal that love the video games that can still enjoy the show and not fucking hate it.
You know what? A lot of people in the gaming community get caught in this trap a lot, and it especially comes up when people are wondering, why haven't we gotten a Halo movie yet? Why does that keep treading water? Why haven't we gotten a Gears of War or a fucking The Last of Us or fucking Uncharted? Why?
Yeah.
I mean, that's Indiana Jones
coming.
for fucking.
Uncharted's coming.
Yeah, but that's been coming.
Oh, it's filming
for a while.
It's filming right now.
Good. So
Spider-Man is playing him.
Tom
Holland.
Tom Holland.
Yep.
So there's a reason for it. Is that as gamers, especially if you play a lot of games, you get in a fucking bubble where you'd think that because you and everyone that you know knows about this shit and it's popular amongst them and it wins lots of video game awards and everyone in the world talks about it, and they had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson come out and give a fucking hand off to a developer on stage, and it was weird and awkward because he tried to make a joke and nobody fucking got it because it's a bunch of room of geeks. Nobody fucking knows about The Witcher in the grand scheme of things.
Nobody cares either.
It's an extraordinarily popular book series in a hyper-specific fucking category of people.
More popular now.
That broke into the games, and then the games opened up The Witcher to a different market that perhaps didn't read the books and then maybe went back and read the books afterwards. And then you have the TV show, which is going to reach by far, and if you don't think this, you're fucking delusional, the widest audience by far, and it is already
combined, bro.
Already being seen and affected the games sales.
Imagine the
and
book
playing
sales.
and playing.
Imagine the books.
Everything is gonna fucking go up from the show.
Yeah.
This is not it was already popular thing. This is somebody, like you said, who is a relatively well-known actor, who's not super expensive, but will be now, who looks and sounds exactly the fucking same.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, this is one of his favorite books and movies or games of all time.
Yeah.
Who's begging
He's
to
been
do this shit.
campaigning for this forever.
Campaigning for it.
Yeah.
And Game of Thrones just dropped the ball and stabbed it and deflated it with a knife.
Yeah.
At the end of theirs, and everyone's wanting this type of content.
Yeah.
And there's just enough traction with the name and even more with the actor that you just say, yes, greenlight it. Fucking go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here we are.
And it did great. It didn't drop the ball. Was it a perfect show? No. But man, was it refreshing? It was fun. I enjoyed sitting down. Kayla and I watched it over 4 days. We watched 2 episodes a day. We had a great time with it.
Yes.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Yep.
I think, like you said, season 2 will be even better.
Yep.
The budget's going to go up.
Yep.
Netflix knows they have a massive hit on their hands.
Yep.
Henry Cavill must be loving the reception that he's getting from all this as well.
He gets to do something that he used to do, a character that he loves. and make a lot of money doing it.
And it's minimal effort. I mean, I in terms of like the acting and stuff, like
the action part, definitely not minimal effort.
No, that's definitely
maximum effort.
Yeah. But I mean, in terms of like, he doesn't. It's almost like it's in his wheelhouse. Like it isn't challenging him, at least from what I'm seeing.
This is like asking Tom Cruise to do Mission Impossible.
Yeah, exactly. He's just having a he's having a ball.
He plays Tom Cruise
very well
in a movie.
Yes.
Where his name just so happens to not be Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Ethan
Hunt.
This is Ethan Hunt. Yeah. Interchangeable.
Yeah.
This is
good on him, man. This
very good for him.
This is a great show. I enjoyed it more than The Mandalorian. Let's jump into The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Dog shit.
Okay.
No. Dog shit.
Okay.
It's it's dog shit that's sitting inside of a Bentley. So from the outside, it looks great, but it's a hot day. It's shiny. The pearlescent paint's fucking incredible. You open the door. There's an umbrella that's shoved in the fucking door handle so that your butler can come out and like shield you from the water falling from the sky. But then because it's hot outside and there's a dog shit on the front seat, it smells terrible. And it is. But you're in a Bentley, you want to sit and drive through it anyway, because it's a Bentley, and how often do you get a chance to drive a fucking Bentley, even if it means you sit on a pile of steaming dog shit? And that's exactly what the show is. Shit, they couldn't even get the fucking main actor to sit in the suit for every episode.
That's true.
It's embarrassing.
That's true.
They spent a shitload of money to make a very pretty-looking show that had a soundtrack that thank fuck they could do the do-do-do-do-do-do. But Star Wars edition, every 3 fucking seconds, they fell into a Baby Yoda merchandising fucking gold mine.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where they're just cutting away from things in the scene to show Baby Yoda's head pop down from the fucking top of the frame and look around like, I'm here. Don't forget I exist.
And Baby Yoda laughs like a kid. Like a little tiny child,
fuck,
bro.
Dude,
it's so
it's
weird,
the Wilhelm
bro.
scream of baby noises. Yeah. I heard it in like 7 movies during the Christmas holiday.
They couldn't even take the time.
It's the exact same voice clip.
They couldn't take the time to actually create a unique voice.
Why does he sound like a human baby?
I don't know. That part throws me out. Kayla and I, every time we hear it, we're like, what the fuck?
The fuck? Why?
Why is he making goo goo gaga sounds?
That's fucking weird. And then you have a show where it's a bunch of episodes that exist in silos, basically, from one another, with very minimal cross story arc between the two.
Yeah.
Or multiple.
It's a morning episode of cartoon, man. That's what it is.
And nothing fucking happens at the end of every episode. It resolves the exact same way, with nothing in the main thread of the story changing, and it remained that way until the very fucking last episode.
It's a Warcraft quest every time.
Ended poorly. With nothing being answered of any kind, nothing to even answer a little bit to give you enticement to wait and watch the next fucking season. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir, said Willy fucking Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, which I'd rather watch than The Mandalorian. You can watch episode 1, episode 2, and skip directly to 8. And you know what you missed? Nothing. You have the exact same information that I, who have suffered through all 8 episodes, have in my being after having watched intently and hoping that they take these characters, some of which who are relatively intriguing, and do something with them. But we got nothing. We got less than nothing. And then we got a shitty fucking acting job by Carl Weathers on top of all that. Like discount Billy D. Williams showed up to fucking play a guy that basically looks the same. And then they did like this weird fucking like red versus blue ass joke segment with 2 of the people that like snatched. You know what I mean? Stormtroopers. They're sitting there and they're having their conversation.
I didn't mind that.
It was funny.
I didn't mind that.
But it was like...
It was nice to see the personalities and know that there's people underneath those suits.
And they made the they can't hit anything joke where they literally shot at some shit.
I thought that was cute. I like that.
It was as cute as Baby Yoda, but that doesn't make anything about the show good. It's just like...
I know. Hey, listen, I'm not too far off. Okay, so if you had to rate it, what would you give it out of 10?
5.
Oof, okay.
No, you know what? Fuck it. It's a 4.
Woo!
It's a 4. And all 4 of those points are that scene for making me giggle, 1 intriguing character that they kill off, and it looks and sounds pretty good. That's it.
Looks really good. It is a pretty looking show.
That's all 4 points it earned.
All right. I'm gonna. Okay, so I'm actually I can't really argue with your point of view because I agree with almost everything you said. In fact, I do. I'm not as jaded about the show. I think what it is for me is I appreciate what they were going for, and at the core of it, I enjoyed what they did.
Mm.
I just emotionally felt nothing.
That's because nothing happened.
Exactly. I at the end of the show, I didn't give a fuck that there was no more episodes. At the end of The Witcher, I said, "Fuck, I have to wait another year to see this show."
And that's the crazy thing about The Mandalorian is that nothing fucking happened for the entire season, and we still have to wait an entire year to find out anything that we probably should have been told.
Well, when you think about
in the first season,
The Mandalorian, we got 4 hours of Star Wars because it's like 30 minutes an episode, and we got 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Right? With The Witcher, we got 8 hours of stuff.
Yeah.
And I still wanted more. The thing is with The Witcher, and I said this before, and even up until the end, which I thought the final 2 episodes I found were the best because they coincided together. And finally, there was some progression of story.
Yes.
And I like what they did at the very end when there was the with the dark saber, whatever the thing is called.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. Although I thought the animation and stuff on it was really badly done. I thought they could have done it another way. Although comic book wise and stuff,
it looks pretty much what it looks like. Yeah.
But I still think it looked weird. Ultimately, I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Simply because I look at it as something that isn't the episodes and something I can consume at home that I don't have to really spend much money on. I have a service and it's just there. 30-minute episodes of 4 hours through the whole thing is not a huge time sink. Am I excited for season 2? Not really.
I will. I'm promising you this right now. Other than when we talk about whatever news comes up on this podcast, I will forget that show exists.
Yeah, I'll watch season 2. I'm hoping that it gets better. I'm hoping that there's more story going on. I'm so I just don't care about The Mandalorian. I wish I did. And there are plenty of people out there that love the show and they think it's the best thing Star Wars has done in a while, which
people watch The Great Wall, Jeff.
I'm going to keep it real, man. I had a better time watching Rise of Skywalker than I did watching Mandalorian. If I'm just going to keep it 100.
And before we get to it, that's a yikes.
And that's not saying too much.
No. I think it is saying a lot because it's not saying too much.
And you know what? I know that one's on a much larger scale and I'm more invested in that story than the other. But The Mandalorian had an opportunity to really hook me in and do something really unique. And you know what? I'm gonna have a hot take here. I actually just don't find The Mandalorian and the lore of Mandalorians very intriguing. And I'll keep it 100.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't think, and hey, listen, I'm the minority here because The Mandalorian is, at one point, the biggest show in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I know The Witcher's killing it now, but I'm happy Star Wars has found something that fans are gravitating towards and that they're almost universally loving, and it is because of Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
There are other things too. I'm happy for Star Wars. I'm happy for the Star Wars fans because they've been bickering and bitching at each other for everything. And it's nice that they can bitch and bicker about the movies, but with the show, they've kind of come together and said, yes, we want more of this, and Disney will give them more of this. For me personally, this is also a show that is skewed, again, that does well with women. And also because Baby Yoda, it's cute. I'm with you on the baby noises of Baby Yoda. I thought that shit was horrible. It takes me out of the show completely. I ask myself every time, why does that thing sound like my son did 6 months ago? I don't know. I don't get it. I like what they're doing with quote-unquote Baby Yoda, which he's not actually Baby Yoda. He has a name. We just don't know it yet. And what yada yada yada. But the thing is for me is this is like an MMO, World of Warcraft, where you go up to an NPC, you get a mission, you go out to whatever planet, you finish the mission, you come back, you give it to the dude, he gives you some money, and you do that for 7 episodes until eventually all the things that you did in some small way, actually not even all the things.
You did some side quests, and now you do one mission.
One main mission.
Main mission.
That's the main storyline.
That's it.
And then when you do the first main mission, it's like doing the first main mission.
Yeah.
You
still don't know anything.
You still don't know much. You just started the game. So I really looked at it like it's a cartoon episode, and it did come from, a lot of the episodes come from the guys that did the Clone Wars, which is an animated movie.
Yep.
A lot of it the way it was filmed felt very animated, which is okay. I wanted something a little bit more cinematic, and I wanted something a little bit more serious. But
I wanted something with story and character development surrounding one of the most intriguing aspects of the Star Wars universe. See, what pains me is that you don't find the Mandalorian stuff intriguing, but I think that's because your first real major exposure to the Mandalorian stuff is this, and they did nothing. They took a bunch of really good existing lore for Mandalore and Mandalorians,
yeah.
and mentioned that shit in passing.
Yeah. I like
briefly.
I like the making of the armor and putting on the things, and it still felt very video game. Like you're getting upgrades. You're literally going to the armory after you're done a mission,
getting upgrades,
and you're upgrading your character. It's so bizarre, and it was the same.
Yeah.
It was like
you knew how every episode was going to end.
And you knew how it was just no.
Yes, it was
no.
It was not a good show.
No, it wasn't.
It was not
Adam.
a good show.
No, it wasn't. And I'm going to take another hot take here. This is my last hot take, and we're moving on to Rise of Skywalker.
That's going to be the real hot
I
take.
actually think Star Wars is dog shit without lightsabers and Jedis. I actually, from what I've been given, from what I'm seeing,
I would agree based on what you've been given, yes, as a consumer, yes.
As a consumer.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars is such a huge, vast, massive universe that they could have tapped into so many things, but they're giving us bounty hunters, and they're not even giving it us in a way that is exciting and intriguing. It had Disney piss all over it. It was PG, a laughing a Baby Yoda, little cutesy little character that they're going to sell a fuck ton of merchandise on. Bro, if you're going to give me a wild western in Star Wars world, give me some fucking action. You know what? The Witcher did in the first episode, shit just set the tone, and I was like, God damn, shit is real. When shit goes down, somebody's getting fucked.
Yes.
And I mean not even fun. Someone's getting fucked.
Bad.
But at the end of the day, it's Disney.
Yeah.
So there's only so much fucking we can possibly get, bro. And I'm just telling you, I don't find what I've been given from Star Wars anything cool outside of lightsaber battles, Jedi shit, because the stakes are just not there. And the writing, this isn't Game of Thrones, bro. There is no real politics. There's no story. There's no characters to get behind. Nobody's really dying.
Do the magic hand thing. Do the magic hand thing, Jeff.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's and you know what's the best? The best parts of of the shit is old stuff. You got fucking Yoda, right? You got a Baby Yoda, people that already love Yoda. You've got stormtroopers, where you're like, oh shit, that was actually funny. That's kind of cool. And then you've got
you know what this is, in my opinion. Okay, you know what this in my opinion is that they're doing Star Wars with lightsabers and Jedis is fucking easy mode.
Yeah,
it is. You can be brain dead.
Yeah,
and put something together that will be entertaining to watch enough to make $1 billion.
Yeah,
that is brain dead mode.
Yeah.
Unlike that, not that there isn't just a cornucopia of phenomenal lore and extended universe to draw from that's compelling with fantastic characters and storylines that would make spectacular film and TV.
Yep.
But you actually have to try.
Yeah.
And the thing about Star Wars, ever since Disney's bought it, that I have come to the conclusion is that at the end of the day, we're not going for effort here. We're going for putting our money in to get maximum money out, and we're going to play to those strengths and those strengths only, and we're not interested in making compelling film of literally any kind.
Yeah.
Disney's a merchandising machine.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing with Star Wars.
Yep.
And that's what they're going to do with everything else that they buy up.
Yep.
Because that's where their money is.
Yep.
And that's what we're getting with Star Wars. And so for somebody that wants more, it's not that it doesn't exist. It's just you better hope that you like to read books. Because that's where you're going to get it. And outside of that, you have KOTOR 1 and 2 in the games.
Yep.
And then you're left basically... there's like, but there's also like some.
There's
like,
a bunch of fan-related
old
stuff.
PC
yeah,
games.
there's
And stuff.
some.
There's a couple, but
listen,
you have to go looking for it where you would hope that because I think it's because we like Star Wars so much, we want them to treat it with some fucking respect.
Yeah,
and we'll talk about this now. We'll just jump right into it. If there is a word that is missing from the storyline that has been Disney's handling of Star Wars, respect does not enter the equation at any juncture. In fact, I would say it's been disrespectful in more ways than they have approached the line of respecting both those who came before, those who are still there, and those who would come after. In misusing this property, and they get to this point. Because I've said this as well, is that at the end of the day, you could do almost anything with Star Wars, and if you put a Jedi with a fucking lightsaber in it, you are going to make $1 billion, and you are going to go walk away thinking that you did the right thing because you made $1 billion. Mm-hmm. And then you convince yourself that it's a good movie because it made $1 billion.
Yep.
And then that's it. You walk away from it and you're happy. And then you have Rian Johnson syndrome where he creates the worst Star Wars film of all time. Still worse than the one we just watched, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Worst of all time.
Let's get into it. Rise of Skywalker. I gave The Mandalorian 6 out of 10. Don't care to see it again. If it comes out, well, it will. I'll watch it. We'll talk about it again.
Yeah.
For those that love The Mandalorian, hey, good on you. I can see why you love it. It's a great casual. Kayla enjoyed it a lot. So... good on you. For me, nothing happened. The Witcher's better, period. And I think The Mandalorian is the most overhyped show that has hit television since, I can't even remember.
Well, it's the most overhyped show since that I can think of that's like a first-party show since the streaming wars began.
Yeah, I agree. 6 out of 10 for me, and that's generous. That's generous. Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker? Is a 6 for you?
Oh, no.
Oh,
I meant that was Mandalorian. No, that was Mandalorian.
Okay,
no.
Mandalorian for me is a 4.
You said 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to Rise of Skywalker.
Here it is. This is the big one, Jeff. This is it. We've and I'm going to set the tone here. I just want to remind everyone that we have come to the end of a fucking goddamn era with one of the most beloved and long-running cinema franchises. And this is how it went down.
This is how it went down.
This is how it fucking went down. Not well.
Well, I'll let you go first because I know you're gonna fucking, we don't need to go through everything.
The thing is, I don't even know where to. I'm not even sure where I start with this. But I think the summation of this film is that it is, as much as I don't think it's a good movie. If you asked me, Adam, how else does J.J. Abrams take the absolute train wreck that has been this trilogy, wrap up whatever fucking one of million threads that got created between the two directors making two totally different fucking storylines in the movies previous, come to any sort of head that was satisfying in any way better than what we got? And I'd say, I don't have a fucking clue. He cashed hard on fan service, nostalgia, fan service. And he did that while loosely tying the most forefront story arcs of whatever possibly existed across multiple films, even throwing some out in the process. And so I don't have an answer for what he does better here, but it doesn't save it from the fact that this is not a good movie. It made me feel things, but that wasn't because J.J. Abrams did a good job. It made me feel things because I feel bad for Mark. I feel bad for Carrie. I feel bad for Harrison. I feel bad for Rose. The character who plays Rose.
I don't feel bad for Harrison Ford. I think he went out the right way. And he was happy with it.
This movie corrects it, but what I mean is the fact that it even had to be corrected in the first place. First of all, Harrison, nobody should really. I don't think Harrison Ford gives a fuck.
No, he doesn't. He literally didn't want to play.
But what I mean by that is that for the character itself, thank God it got this correction, because the original way that he went out, not so good.
Yeah.
This movie had more plot. I didn't think it was possible. This movie had more plot holes in it than the first two, and I didn't think that was even doable. But I don't think that they cared. I don't think he cared. He went in on nostalgia and fan service, and he knew that would have them, I mean, limp to the finish line, fall over and break their nose on the way out the fucking door. And I don't know what else more to say about it. I wish I had a big, long, screaming rant, but I don't. Star Wars, for me, is going out with a whimper. It's depressing. It makes me sad to think about it. It's one of my favorite movie franchises, no matter how bad the prequels were. I had attachments throughout my entire life, watching the originals before the prequels came out when I was a kid, seeing the prequels in theater, seeing these in theater, with the hopes that at some point the ship would be fucking turned around, and because Disney bought him out and put that fuck Kathleen Kennedy, that stupid bitch, ruined. It's not just her, because it never always falls on one person, but damn it if it isn't 90 fucking solid hard % on her skinny ass, coked out shoulders that resulted in what we got. The bare minimum that this franchise deserved was a singular director for all 3 fucking movies, so that if it was going to be a train wreck shit show, at least it would be a coherent train wreck shit show. And instead, we get 3 completely standalone, fuck everyone else. He even, at a point in this movie, he fired shots directly at Rian Johnson.
Yeah. We show the lightsaber respect.
That's fucking wild to me.
Bro,
when that happened in the movie, I actually almost threw up my mouth a little, because
people in the theater like kind of cheered. Like when I was in the theater, they were like I was like, did that just happen? Like, whoa! I guarantee you, Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams do not like each other.
No, not even a little bit
at all. At all.
And that's it. And so all the movie became for me at that point, and then Harrison gets his redemption fucking. All the movie was at that point for me was all I could see was J.J. Abrams shitting on Rian Johnson in as many ways as he could get his hands on.
Yeah.
And then cashing in on nostalgia and fan service.
J.J., listen.
And that's what we got.
Okay, J.J., I don't blame him for any of this. I actually think J.J. Abrams did the best with the hand that he was dealt. He corrected some wrongs. He made and in doing so, there's been some plot holes, but he still corrected some wrongs. He gave a middle finger to Rian Johnson, which is what a lot of people wanted to give to Rian Johnson. So the fact that he literally said, we show the lightsaber respect, that right there was like to the core.
He was literally talking directly to Rian Johnson.
I'm surprised, bro, that Disney
even let that
in. But you know what? At the same time, I think Disney wanted that to happen because they're trying to win fans over again. They're trying to steer the ship right again. Dude, Rey,
nothing happened.
Dude,
tell me about Rey's character development.
Bro, Rey is the worst protagonist to be in a major franchise at this level that I have seen in so long. It has nothing to do with Daisy Ridley. She's a phenomenal actress. Love her to death. She's great. But the character, oh my God.
She did. There's zero development.
Bro.
Zero.
Dude,
she started and ended it as powerful as she was from beginning to end.
I'm telling you, man, the fact that there was no cohesive story throughout this franchise, it's actually mind-boggling to me that something so big had three vastly different directions. And if JJ only would have been able to make 7, 8, and 9, it
Like
would
I
have
said,
been
just choose one. I don't care which one it is. Just choose one person to do all three.
like the fact that he had to try and tie his first film, but it was impossible to do what he wanted to do because of 8 and how different it was. I feel bad, dude. Did you see what they did to what's her face, the Asian chick?
Rose.
Bro,
She was written out of the fucking movie.
She had, I think there was a thing, and this is where Ryan Johnson fired back at JJ, bro. He tweeted out a picture of the actress. Somebody will say her name in chat. Looking all dolled up at the awards.
I saw it.
And it was a big fuck you, JJ. Look what you did to the character. And then somebody put out the full runtime. She had like 2 minutes and some change on screen for the whole movie.
Apparently they shot more. It just never got into the cut.
The whole 2 minute Rose, bro.
I don't care if you don't like the character. Here's the thing that killed me about it.
They fucked this chick, bro. She got shit on because of fucking Ryan Johnson's horrible fucking writing and movie.
Yep.
And then they fucking pissed on her ashes by putting her, didn't even redeem her. They wanted to redeem just about everybody else. They wanted to try and redeem Finn. They wanted to try and redeem fucking Poe. They wanted to fucking redeem virtually everybody.
You know what makes this really fucking bad? So they ask her, you going to come with us? Like in the movie. You're coming with us? No, I'm going to hang out here with Leia.
Yeah, go have fun.
And, her entire character is she's the mechanic that can do fucking like anything that you need to get done.
Yeah.
She does it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how many times then over the course of the rest of the movie did they need a mechanic to do some crazy shit?
Yeah.
And because Rose wasn't there, because they wrote her out, what did they do? They said, oh, well, all of a sudden Poe,
yeah, you can fix stuff.
he can do it. And then we're not only are we going to, that's already weird to look at. We don't know why, but we're going to draw attention to it by having Finn go, where did you learn to do that?
Yeah.
Every time it happens. Finn, half of Finn's lines are, how did you learn to do that, Poe? How did you learn to do that, Poe?
Yeah, bro.
You really got to tell me how you learned to do that, Poe.
Dude, he's even shitting on Star Wars. Now that he's done, bro, he's been on social media just fucking dumbing.
Like, so half of Finn's fucking shit in that movie. And then we find out it's because, Poe was a fucking drug runner. And then we get introduced to another character.
I know.
Another one, last minute, snuck in the door.
I was like, no.
It's a Power Ranger.
Yeah. I know. I know. Listen, the whole Palpatine
and it turns out to be nothing because at the end of the movie, when everyone's like giving each other hand jobs and high fives, you're like from fucking 50 feet away, he looks at her and she just goes, no,
bro.
And Poe goes, oh, okay, and that's it. You know what she is? She's there for two things. This is gonna seem super cynical. She's there because her costume and helmet combination, it looks like a hijab or burqa. Like only the visor comes up, its eyes only. It's very indicative. It's that crowd. It's going for, and she's there so that people can put to rest. Does Poe or doesn't Poe want to suck some dick?
Yep.
That is it.
That's it.
It's the only reason she's there.
That's it.
And then he's a drug runner because we can't get Rose to fix the fucking shit. So we need a reason for why he's fucking still relevant.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes.
Me!
Dude, the whole last, spoiler alert, by the way, this is all spoils, fuck it. The last sequence with Palpatine and the whole fucking,
fuck.
Oh my God, man. What a mess. Dude.
Fuck me. He looked like a Japanese RPG end boss with like all the fucking tubes attached to him and shit. And it was fucking, it looked like
Genova.
Yes, it's basically Genova. It's Genova from fucking Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
just coming up.
literally on
unlimited power.
Literally on fucking strings, bro. Like, did it? I'm back from the dead. And they had what's his face, the fucking baddie from the last one, in the tubes, and there's a bunch of clones of them shit to tell you like,
it's like, hey, I just created this fuck.
I've been here the whole time with my fucking super secret.
I just magically made like 600 million fucking Star Destroyers that have
like
planet destroying power.
All of them
on every ship.
Yeah, dude.
Even that fucking killed me. Even when they didn't make it a moon or a space base, they still had the entire Star Wars, all 9 films. Or we have a gun that blows up a fucking planet.
Yes, bro. Yeah.
Why?
Yes, bro. And when they come, when the good guys come and they're all the ships out of nowhere, right? I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this?
Here comes Billy D. Williams.
Here comes Billy. Yeah. Woo!
Which I gotta admit, when he did his woohoo, which was like from the original, it was one of the nostalgia things that got me.
Yeah,
but it was dumb.
It was dumb. Made no sense. It's
fucking
How the
stupid.
fuck did he go? Where were you this whole time? Just gathering the entire universe.
I've been light speed skipping.
Yeah, we've been
which we're not supposed to be able to do.
The jump skipping shit,
I'm jump skipping and I'm dropping a message in every system.
Hey,
like, we need your help.
We only have
your help.
We only have 2.5 hours to do this movie. We need to learn a new way to travel and quick.
Right now.
Let's do some jump speed skipping.
Remember in like every other Star Wars where they talk about how you can't go light speed with a solid object in front of you?
Yeah.
Fuck that. Remember in the last one where there was a suicide hyper jump that took out the fucking like flagship? Fuck that.
Yeah, dude.
We're just gonna hyper jump through every solid object.
I'll give them one. When they were doing this shit, there was one cool scene where they kept going into like different planets and different.
When did the fucking?
But I mean, Jesus
Christ! When did a TIE fighter get light speed?
When
it's in the name, like the design of the ship, it's never supposed to have.
Why haven't they done this before? I mean, what?
Because they don't have it. That's why.
Would have come in handy many times before, motherfucker.
Fuck.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. It's almost like, remember when they did the hyperspeed thing in episode 8 when they blew up the ship and it was so cool? Why were they able to go through it then, but they weren't able to do it, weren't able to skip through? None of it makes sense. Okay, let's just put it that way.
Zero.
The whole Palpatine thing, they needed a villain, so I guess. But man, that whole thing, bro. When fucking Rey and fucking Kylo, spoiler alert, have the kiss at the end, and I rolled my eyes, okay? I rolled my eyes, and then he gave his life for her. Dude, there's a whole lot. Just
before it happened, you know what I did? I'm sitting in the theater and it's dead quiet. You know what I said out loud? I said no. I said no out loud in a dead quiet theater. I said no, and then they kissed.
Yeah,
and I just
was it. I was done,
dude. She turned into fucking space Jesus.
Yeah,
and heals a fucking desert serpent. Which, by the way, the one thing that they were looking for. Just so
conveniently,
in the exact place
they go on
that they fell out of the fucking, and they got blown up.
A little tunnel there, and they just walked through it, and then
oh shit, there it is.
Oh, there's no way out of here. Look, hey, there's bodies and shit down here. They couldn't find a way out, but there's this big snake fucking thing.
Oh fuck, isn't that the speed? Isn't that the fucking like symbol for like the speed of the guy?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's here.
Hey.
Oh shit, there's his corpse.
There it is. There's a hurt animal in here. Let me heal it. Oh, it's gonna move around.
I gotta pull a Baby Yoda real quick.
And then
I've literally never been shown. I've literally never been shown to have this power at any point in time or this ability.
Oh my god, bro!
Neither has it ever been shown on film.
Never.
Previous to Baby Yoda, no explanation. Not even Yoda himself had this fucking world-ending power. And this bitch with zero story, zero character development started as the most powerful fucking force to the point where even Kylo, who got thrown off fucking cliff and came back, and the worst he had was a limp.
Yeah.
And he comes up and he still dies, but he just had a limp, but he died anyway.
Yeah.
And he not even Kylo. Then Kylo suddenly gets the fucking ability. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
What is there left?
Nothing.
She literally fucking pulled, like, Luke.
Yes.
Had to be dead.
Yes.
To which I like that scene where he pulled. It was a great throwback of pulling the X-wing out of the water. I came thrice when I saw it. I said, "This is the kind of throwbacks you need to make because it makes sense and it's powerful and it works." And they did it, and fuck, it was good. But Luke couldn't do that shit. Yoda barely pulled the shit off, and she's holding like an entire fucking freighter and everything with her hands like it's nothing.
Not gonna lie, I thought Chewbacca was gone. I was like, oh,
you did?
I did.
It happened.
No,
It blew up.
Yeah, because
I turned
Chewbacca.
to-
Yeah, because Chewbacca dies in the comics,
Yes,
right?
but I turned to him and I said immediately, he ain't dead.
Dude, when that blew up, I said, "Oh, shit!"
Do you think they had the fucking nutsack in the last
No,
movie in
well-
the trilogy to kill Chewbacca?
Well, I thought that it would have actually made some impact.
Which is why it didn't happen.
I would have been like, hell yeah,
because it would have been cool.
I was like, God damn, they did that shit.
It would have given gravity to the fact that she accidentally fucking used dark side powers
and killed somebody that was, and that would have been a good way to send a character.
But it means nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Like her character in general, it means nothing.
Bro.
You know who the only character that got fucking development in this entire franchise is Adam goddamn Driver.
Yeah, Kylo Ren.
He's the only one
He's
that
the
got a
saving
story
grace.
arc.
He was the saving
across
grace.
everything, and that's because he was the bad guy.
Yeah.
So he's the easy redemption
And
arc.
he can act.
And he can act.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a little trouble in the combat scenes wasn't so hot, but he can act.
Yeah.
And that's the only fucking character. Nobody else. Finn. What's his arc? It's a quick rhetorical question.
No.
There is no arc.
There wasn't.
There's nothing.
There wasn't one.
There's nothing.
It just didn't happen.
Phasma?
Bro,
Nope.
okay, so you want to know the part that I was like, what the fuck? So when they're out in space, so this is at the end.
Yeah.
When everybody's fighting each other up in the skies there, and it's a big fucking, there's like 60,000 different warships, and it's a minimal space fight scene. These motherfuckers jump out of their ship with no space related stuff at all. And they're
Riding horses.
They're riding horses and running on those fucking ships.
And the girl,
and they're in space.
And then Finn at one point turns to her and goes, "Man, this is great that I learned how to." Oh no, it was his Poe. Like where he turns, he's like, "Man, it's a good thing you taught me how to ride this so quick."
But why are they able to be in space without helmets or something? Like
dude, I don't fucking know.
I was going.
Maybe
Wait.
there's a fucking field or some shit going on.
Dude,
I don't fucking know.
one of those things was blowing up, and they jumped on the fucking Millennium. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? How are these guys even breathing in space? What the fuck is going on? I actually, I don't know. I fucking hate.
It had to be. Well, I guess they were in atmosphere at the time, right? Ish. Like they were still on the planet technically. I don't fucking know, dude. There's a
How
lot
fucking
of
big is that goddamn place? The amount
There's a lot
of
of ships. There's a lot of ships.
It's the most ships I've ever seen in a Star Wars movie.
There's a lot of ships.
These motherfuckers are breathing like it's
Can you know what else? Fucking kill me. Finn hints at the thing that everyone wants. You know what that is?
Fuck this movie, bro.
That Finn has force sensitivity.
Yeah, you know what?
But he can't say it in front of Poe.
Yeah.
And then he's holding the lightsaber multiple times. Motherfucker had a lightsaber in one of the fucking posters for the movies. We got Dick. His character went nowhere.
Yeah.
Rey, nowhere.
Yeah. Well, because they were going for and
Poe?
and that they called the new Skywalker, the whole thing at the end.
Poe, nothing, drug dealer. Literally.
The girl goes, "Hey, what's at the end? What's your name?"
Yes.
Rey.
And she looks back, and there's Luke and Leia, who aren't married, nor did they birth anyone because they're brother and sister. But she's like, Skywalker. I'm going to adopt the name.
Oh.
Fucking kill me. You know what's a better way that this movie goes? You know what's a fucking better way this movie goes, Jeff? Rey sacrifices and dies. Or, no, better, Rey takes the offer. Kylo, ultimate redemption arc, with his mother's lightsaber that he got because they took both lightsabers, and don't get me started on why she didn't have Luke's green lightsaber. Fucking don't get me started on that shit. But I don't even think he has Leia's lightsaber. Anyway, he goes in, full redemption. He is Skywalker.
That's the rise.
That's the rise.
Rey died. Kill that bitch.
Yes.
Kill that bitch.
Yes.
And make it all about Kylo, because it was all about Kylo. And let him fucking redeem.
Epic
and let him at the end.
Epic in the movie lightsaber.
Have him fucking say, "I'm Skywalker."
Yes.
And then fucking have his fucking mom's lightsaber. For fuck's sakes. Fuck Rey.
That's the rise.
It doesn't make any sense.
She goes in.
She's not even a fucking god.
She goes in. She would have had.
She's a Palpatine.
She would have had character development.
Fuck me.
She goes in.
Let her die.
Palpatine says, "Join me." She says, after some things, he shows her that he's fucking everyone up. She says, "Fine. I'll do it."
Yes.
Fuck it. They have a minor combat. She finally fucking takes the bait. Kylo, having just killed the Knights of Ren, who had no development of their own.
Zero.
Just
fucks them up.
Kills them. They do the thing that drives me nuts where they're passing solid objects through the Force. I fucking want to kill whoever came up with that. He gets the lightsaber, he fucks him up. He shows up. He's too late. He's been trying to get there because he knows, he feels what's going on. Gets there too late. Rey's already switched. She turns around. She's full. Her face is dead. She feels like she's died on the inside. She knows she made a wrong choice, but she had to make the choice.
Yep.
And here she is now. She has to live with the consequence, and she's doubling down on it. Ben, because his name isn't Kylo anymore, shows up. He tries to convince her. It doesn't fucking work. They have a back and forth. This fight slowly builds where they're just fucking like
kill the bitch,
going at each other, and then with no choice, she goes full blown at him. They have an epic fucking Duel of the Fates style lightsaber battle.
And Palpatine in the background going, and he's fucking.
He wins.
Kill the bitch.
He rises.
Yes.
She falls.
Yes.
He goes home.
Yes.
And he fucking reconciles with his mother's death, and the movie ends.
Yes.
And I masturbate in public.
Yes. But
that's it.
But you can't kill.
But instead,
you can't kill the Rey.
We
can't
get
kill
nothing.
Can't kill your female lead. Can't kill. Hey, she's at Disney World. You can't kill the female lead. She's just so nice.
Fuck.
She's just so nice. She's just so nice. She's a Palpatine. They even had that little scene where she sees herself. And you got that double-edged lightsaber that we saw in the fucking...
And it looked janky as fuck.
It looked janky as fuck. It was like for 2 seconds.
Fuck me.
It's like, Jesus Christ, man.
Then that would have made more sense.
It would have made way more sense. Why didn't she join the dark side? Why didn't she become the evil one and then get taken down? And have Kylo rise as a Skywalker?
He's the only Skywalker.
He's the only one.
In fact, the Skywalker line
is gone.
Actually gone.
It's actually dead. Who's left?
It's gone.
Who's left?
Apparently a self-proclaimed orphan.
No.
A foster child.
No, it's either that or they needed to make anybody that was Force sensitive and call them a Skywalker instead of a Jedi.
Why?
But no, she's just going to go ahead and just adopt the name. You're a Palpatine.
Jeff,
fuck you, man. No, you know what? What are you giving this? What are you giving this out of 10? What are you giving this out of 10, Adam?
It's a 3.
This is a 2, bro. This is a goddamn
It's a
deuce.
3, and this is the 3.
No,
this is the 3 points that he gets.
Because the more I think about
this
it,
is the 3 points it gets. It gets Adam Driver is 1 whole point. Literally an entire point is just Adam Driver. Point number 2 is Mark Hamill rising the X-Wing out of the water, and Mark Hamill somehow taking some of the shittiest writing in the history of movie making and still having me be intrigued with the character of Luke Skywalker, even as I'm watching J.J. Abrams throw monkey shit at Rian Johnson. Point 3 is a Harrison Ford got a proper send-off and not the fucking mess that it was the first time. Those are all 3 points in this movie. That's all it gets.
All right. Oh, man. And you know what's sad about it? I don't even know what I gave The Last Jedi, but it's better than The Last Jedi.
It is.
It's better.
The Last Jedi is 1.
Yes.
And you know what the 1 point is?
Adam Driver.
Mark Hamill.
I don't even give Mark Hamill the point. He fucked him dry, bro.
Adam Driver and Mark Hamill combined powers to get 1 point in the last movie.
Dude, you know what, man? Like, in terms of it just being a Star Wars movie and just tying everything together and shit, it's a 2 for me. I mean, yeah, there's some cool shit in the movie. It's a pretty looking film, of course. The CGI is great.
You know,
the
as much as I don't want
great.
to admit it, 8 was prettier than 9. 8 had better set pieces.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
The battle on the planet with the red sand, white sand scene
that
and
was
shit,
pretty.
like,
that
and
was
the
pretty.
fucking
but
the light
dude,
jump
that,
kill.
the ice planet that they had in this movie, and that big fight scene they had on the ship in the water I thought that was incredible. There were some really pretty looking set pieces, and the place where Palpatine was, it felt big and grand.
Well,
and
you know what J.J. Abrams did? He went into the extended lore of Star Wars, which Disney made non-canon, and literally stripped.
Like the first scene was great, dude. With fucking Kylo Ren going, you could see he was going on a mission.
Korriban,
It was
basically.
great. Yeah, it was
it's
great.
It's the Sith homeworld
Yeah.
from the extended universe.
Yeah.
And they said, all right, well, we're just going to use all of this shit. The relics, the statues, the layout of the planet, the whole fucking 9 yards. We're going to take all the shit that Disney cut from canon and work it back in anyway to the point where now Revan is technically canon again.
I'm still, bro, I'm going, after us talking about it, I have to give it a 2. And the reason why I give it a 2 is because, and I know I gave The Last Jedi higher than a 2, but the reality is it's a better movie than The Last Jedi. It rights a lot of wrongs, but it still does a lot of wrong. And I'm just really upset with how it ended and how pointless this whole trilogy was. I'm just tired. I'm over it. I watched it. I left the theater indifferent. I didn't even. I was so tired and just over it that I didn't even leave angry. I just left going, okay, it's done now. It's over. You know what I mean? It's like going through. It's like the ending.
I felt nothing.
It's literally. It's like a relationship that has gone bad, and you've been dragging it on forever, and you've been preparing for the inevitable, and it has just finally happened, where you split up and you go your separate ways, and as the person's leaving, you just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You've already cried enough.
Yeah.
You've already been through enough pain that, and you're not even happy. Like, you're not even happy it's over.
It's
It's just over.
It just is what it is.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
It's death. Let's move on. That's how I feel about it. I'm not even angry. I'm just fuck it. Like, I don't fucking care. I don't care, dude.
You know what? And I say this in all seriousness. What this trilogy has done for me, I don't care about Star Wars anymore.
Yeah, I'm over it, man.
If I never see another Star Wars TV show or movie, literally for the rest of my adult life, I will not miss it. I will not give a fuck because I do not trust anyone to put their hands on it to do anything of any value whatsoever. It will always be a smash and grab cash run that now we don't even get the vindication of having properly written out the original fucking people that made all this fucking happen in the first place with George's crazy ass fucking ideas.
Yeah.
We don't get anything. We get nothing.
I'm not there. I'm not there.
I don't care about Star Wars.
I do care. I do care about Star Wars.
I care about the original 3 movies.
Oh,
and Liam Neeson.
I am hopeful that Star Wars can deliver again. I'm just happy this trilogy is over. Kathleen Kennedy will be gone without a doubt. There'll be. I'm hoping whoever takes her place will know what the fuck is going on. I think Favreau is going to come over. I think he's going to do. They're already talking about the next trilogy. Rumor is it's going to be 400 years before
it's the Old
A New
Republic.
Hope, and who knows, right? And Yoda will be there.
The thing that brings me back to Star Wars is going to have to be so fucking incredible. It's almost impossible for it to happen.
Yeah,
because it will mean that they'll actually have to give a fuck, and I don't think Disney gives a fuck. I think that Kathleen's going to be gone, and they're going to replace her with somebody who does basically the same shit. That's where I'm at. We had self-proclaimed Star Wars fans doing these 3 films, and even notwithstanding the fact that they ran cross purposes because of how they were staggered across the 3, none of them in a vacuum are good movies that you could even recognize as coming from somebody who is a fan of Star Wars.
I'm with you.
So I just don't think it's there.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I need a break, bro. I need a break.
Is Star Wars game.
I need a fucking break. Oh, that's right. Kevin Feige, listen. If Kathleen Kennedy leaves, which she will, and sadly she'll leave a success because all these movies made billions of dollars.
But again, you could have put me there.
Yeah.
And how this played out
that's true.
would have been literally the same.
If Kevin Feige replaces Kathleen Kennedy, I will be excited, and I know without a doubt we will have good Star Wars again. Without a doubt. Anybody else? If Jon Favreau, I don't think Jon Favreau is at that level yet, but if Kevin Feige goes at the head of Star Wars, I truly will feel whatever they come out with. We're talking the guy that has done all Marvel and has done things, and he's a dude that has connected everything. I mean, when at the end of Endgame, you go, holy shit.
Yeah, but I'm not concerned about who they put in there. I'm concerned if they let them do their fucking job.
Well, if Kevin Feige's putting his name on it, bro, I'm going to tell you right now,
Yeah.
without a doubt, there is no way in fuck he does any of this without having full control. He won't even sign up to the fucking train. And Kevin Feige is the guy that comes in and he fixes shit that needs to be fixed, and he gets it done, and he gets it done well. Not only in terms of fan service, but also at the box office. So if he can get in there, I'm all for it. If it's somebody else, I'm going to stay on edge. But I'm not where you're at. I hope for better Star Wars.
I hope for it. I just don't think it's coming.
I'm not excited. I need a break from Star Wars, so hopefully we get a couple years of no movies.
Yeah, I suspect we will.
And that's that. So that's it for Rise of Skywalker. 2 out of 10 for me. Parts of the movie I did enjoy. I'm not going to sit here and be completely, a dick.
Like I said, some of the nostalgia.
It's hard not to enjoy some of it. It's hard. It's Star Wars, and there's some cool shit.
Yeah.
But man, as a cohesive story, it's non-existent. It's garbage. So it's 2 out of 10, and you gave it a 3 out of 10. So
yeah, that's it.
There it is.
That's the show. Star Wars is done.
Yeah, it literally is done. There is no more Skywalkers.
Literally done.
It's over.
Although there or is there?
Maybe.
I mean, Palpatine came the fuck back at this point. Put Luke on some fucking tubes. Make it happen. That's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to move into a very, very, very short.
Very short. We have been at this.
Very short tech support.
Yes.
Hit me up with it.
Tech support.
Let me see. Do you plan on watching the Alexa asked, do you plan on watching the upcoming Game of Thrones prequel? I forgot it existed.
I did too. Am I excited for it? No. Will I watch it? Yeah.
Maybe.
You will.
Maybe.
We'll all be watching it.
Maybe. 8910 asks, if there was a pill that provided perfect nutrition and hydration for your one day, you would not feel hungry or thirsty, but you were not allowed to eat or drink that day. How many days a week would you take it? Probably 5. And then on the weekends...
Say that one more time.
If there was a pill that gave you perfect nutrition and hydration, you take one a day, but you're not allowed to eat or drink for the day that you take it. How many days a week would you take that pill?
Damn, you're not allowed to eat or drink?
Because it provides everything you need. You're not going, and it's saying you're not going to feel hungry or thirsty.
Oh.
So I'm doing 5 days a week, and then I'll enjoy my food on the weekend, and that's it. Taking the necessity of having to
eat,
cook, clean, and eat.
I'm with you.
I can do literally anything else.
I'll go 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, because Friday night you got some shit going on, stuff like that.
You want to enjoy something?
You want some finger food and hanging out. So I'll go 4 days of the week, Monday through Thursday, just the pill, and then on the weekend I can eat. And you know what? If it's a lazy weekend, throw me the pill. I'll just eat that.
I'll do
be
it
done
then.
with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, that's where we're at.
You know what? Just give me the option. Just let me wake up in the morning and let me choose. Like,
yes.
Do I feel like
that's
eating
what they're
today?
saying. Yeah, that's what they're saying. You just take the pill.
That'd have to be some big ass pill. Holy fuck! It'd have to be heavy.
Yeah, it'd be a horse pill.
Yeah,
to say the least.
Like you'd have to probably break it open, put it in water, and then drink the water with it. Because I mean the amount of stuff that would need to be in that. Damn.
I'll answer this one real quick just before we do one more question. Mr. Hag asks, Adam, why are you dressed like you were pumping gas at a full-service gas station?
It's true.
It's true.
You have your
I just
scarf
came
on
here,
too?
Yeah,
Shit.
When I got here, I came downstairs and I took a piss, we set up and we went, and I didn't even take the time to take my jacket and scarf off.
I mean, it's 22 degrees in here, guys. So it's actually probably a little more because of all the computer shit, but the house is set to 22.
Yeah, I'm not bad.
And I have a pillow here just for comfort, and my knee is up on this other, you guys can't see it, it's up on a chair with a pillow.
Yeah.
And I'm just wearing a sweater because I usually just wear a sweater.
I would have been fine without this, but I got here and here I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
One more quickie here. Oh, we gotta answer this one because it comes from a boy, Aaron Carter.
Oh boy, Aaron C.
How long does it take for you to get ready to go out? I can usually get ready in under 15 minutes, if not less. However, my partner always takes a very long time, hours, even for the simplest of outings, which then makes things rushed and stressful. Do you experience that with your partners?
So are we talking about how long it takes Kayla to get ready?
You.
Oh, me. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends. For me, it depends if I have to like
Shave?
trim my beard and like whatever. That adds the time. Otherwise, stick my head in the sink.
Dude, I
Dry that up.
throw on some pants.
Put on some jeans and whatever.
That's the
Maybe,
show.
15 minutes tops.
That's the show.
Tops.
Kayla, on the other hand, when we plan to do things, because we don't get out much, never really were the type of people that got out a whole lot, especially now that we have a son, so it's pretty rare. But the days that we do go out, say for dinner or we're doing a double date with you and your girlfriend or whatever the case may be, Kayla will take a long time because it's an event for her. Like for a woman, you know, she gets to dress up a little bit more, doll herself up.
It is an event, yes.
You know, and so she she could be up to 2 hours. So she'll really it's almost like she soaks in the process.
A lot of it is like, I have no clothes, what to wear?
Yep.
There's a lot of clothes in
hey,
there.
how does this look? Should I change it to this? My answer is like, no, it looks fine.
Yeah, every time.
It looks
fine.
fine.
Good.
It looks
You're
good.
gonna look good
Yeah,
in it.
no, it's fine. Yeah.
You own it for a reason.
Yeah.
You're gonna look good.
Me,
in it.
it's like, hey, I'm gonna grab this Under Armour shirt.
Yeah.
Do I wear jeans or not? I'll wear jeans. Do they still fit? A little bit. And then that's
You're ready
it.
to go.
I'm ready. I'm done.
Out the door.
I'm good to go. I'm good to go. So,
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's it.
that's it.
Yeah, fuck.
That's it.
That is it.
We're running overtime.
Yeah, but you know
on
what?
this.
We're making up.
But we're
We
making
made
up
up.
for
We
lost
made up
time.
for lost time.
We made up for lost time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another Tech Health Podcast. Thank you so much for stopping by and enjoying this. If you watch it live, or you're on YouTube, or you're listening to this on iTunes or Spotify or anything else, thank you so much, guys. If you're on Spotify, make sure to hit us up with a rating if you have an opportunity. Spread the word. If you think that there are friends and family members or whatever that you think would also enjoy the podcast, goes a long way.
Patreon.
Patreon.com/LagTV.
Go support it.
Financially support the podcast and help us keep doing the things that we love to do here and that you love to consume on a basically weekly basis.
Yeah. Make it happen.
We will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much once again, guys. And until we see you next time, peace.
Peace.